Welcome to Free Agents. It's our Cypher system RPG that's set within the Beacon Space universe. While the faction turn deals with giant political organizations and factions, our game looks into the Penumbra, the shadows of society where light and darkness meet, the cracks of society, the place where clients with exacting needs can claim plausible deniability and get the things done that nobody else can. Individuals within the Penumbra are our titular free agents, and a team of such will perform a mission today. So why don't we go down and introduce our agents, starting with the mastermind of this whole operation, Cinch. What you got to tell us about yourself?
Oh, mastermind. I enjoy that. It's like really just a little ball of vengeance at this point. Cinch is a clever explorer who works the system, and she's from she's a belter from Astra, and she kind of annoyed for this episode because for whatever reason, Miss Greenie has decided to screw her out of about 1700 howl, and that's not gonna fly. The best way to describe her is by a lollipop chainsaw. Bright pink hair, very unassuming, and quite dangerous when given the right opportunity.
Very cool. And next, the muscle of the previous group, Sir Frederick Ziegler. All right, introduce yourself to us.
So Frederick Ziegler is described as a mountain of a man. He is a strong-willed soldier who rages. He has an inability with critical thinking and thinking generally, I think. He's a self-proclaimed member of the Knights of Sea, so he's of that order, or so he claims. And he's generally pretty happy when he's in the middle of a fist fight.
Very good, very good. Next we have our wounded brains of the operation, Fidey. What do you tell us about yourself?
It bodes well for everyone that I'm the brains of this operation. I'm Fidey. I'm a perceptive explorer who solves mysteries. I like very short walks on the beach and emptying clips short range into the groins of my bosses. I'm a very, very typical ascent. Well informed, well read. And incredibly impulsive in most things I do. Try to get things fast.
And a newcomer to our little band on Ingirid. Why don't you tell us about yourself, our mysterious stranger?
So I'm playing Myrrh, and she's a graceful explorer who explores a graceful soldier who explores dark places. And she's a little bit down on her luck, looking for some extra money. Doesn't sound like the job's paying a lot, but there's potential to get favors. And it's always bad when a handler doesn't pay people, and it's not something that we should really be allowing as free agents. Well, that's why she's here.
Yeah. They've broken the unspoken rules of the Penumbra, and it's going to come to a head, I'm sure. So we get the camera. We get the title screen. It says Free Agents, and the episode title, Casualties of Success. And we get a little montage of the previous episode. We see Ziegler, Cinch, and Fidey landing on Ingirid. We see shots of Jayanel and Robert having a heated conversation. We see a gunfight in a gang compound. We see dramatically Fidey on his knees, surrounded by enemies, taking a dramatic shot at the gang leader. And then we see the crew as they get a notification that they've only got 4,800 of their promised 10,000. And we see the looks between them. And the story continues, and we cut in to this. We see a white tiled room filled with blinking instruments, the sound of gas pumps, and we hear like the squeaking of gurney wheels in the corridor outside. We see Fidey, battered and bruised from his previous escapade, laid up in a hospital bed with Cinch and Ziegler stood at the end of it. And Fidey, you've just come to after being. This is a few hours after you're in the gunfight in the gang compound. Cinch and Ziegler dragged you to the institute, and you've been laid up in a hospital bed, and you've just come to. And there's a doctor there who's looking on very concerned.
Can I start with the obligatory perception test?
Absolutely, you can.
So I can be intellect or speed. Or is it matter?
That is going to be speed. Yeah. Just make a flat speed roll. No difficulty. 11. Yep, you can definitely see that this place does in fact utilize cleaning robots.
Okay. Ziggs is already pissed. I don't think at this point Ziegler's even engaging with the fact that Fidey's in danger, and so he's just sort of looking at the floor.
Yeah, he's just looking around.
Yeah.
Like trying not to go postal on a Roomba.
Well, have I seen a Roomba, or have I just seen signs of a Roomba?
You've
clean.
seen, yeah, you can tell that, yeah, this is. You see the vents, you see the wheel marks.
Have I seen an actual Roomba though?
No, you haven't.
Right.
You know, Whittle
Begin
got
tracking them down to their nest.
Whittle got a really good discount on a ship for half a Roomba. You should go get me one. It'd be fun. I could probably afford half a ship right now.
What's my current state?
Your current state is so this is after your recovery rolls.
Yep.
You're the doctor. You've just come to. You're blinking awake, and I think as you're blinking awake, the doctor is telling you. All right, Mr. Fidey. We've had you in the bed for a while. You've been hurt. Don't move. Don't try to move. You're in a bit of a precarious position. We're going to want to hold you here for some time. You've been flooded with some painkillers, but as soon as they wear off, you're going to be in agony. So just stay there, stay still, and if you need anything, just, yeah, how are you feeling?
So now he's told me not to try to move. Imagine how that goes.
Oh, yeah.
Take a step back and sort of watch him move.
Yeah.
See where the Heelys are.
Yeah, it's kind of definitely trying to stand up, like fidget, look at all his like I don't know. How different is high tech medicine from like tier 3 medicine, which I'm much more familiar with? How many thingies are in my veins right now?
You have one that's in your left forearm that's attached to it looks like a kidney dialysis machine, but it's not. It's you would, as you exist in this universe, you would know it to be the equivalent of an IV and also a bunch of sensors that like hooks up to your nervous system and can read directly from your nervous system, like your ECG, without having to have those paddles all over your body.
Oh, can I hook that up? Do I still have my sensor kit anywhere? Can I hook up all the sensors to those sensors and sense myself as a get all the data? Like
Ziegler and Cinch, what did you do with Fidey's stuff? It's up to you. What's
We probably I brought it with us. Like we're not gonna leave his sensor equipment there. That'd just be rude. But like, Fidey dude, you got shot like 6 times. Just like chill out for a second.
Yeah,
like,
and I kind of know what that did to me. Hey Doc, can I keep these sensors after I go?
No, I need that for other patients. It's property of the institute. You can't have our sensorium.
I mean, pretty please.
If you go speak to some probably children of the Vane medical supply, you can get your own for a few thousand. which is what they cost. So you're not having hours.
Then she stands there kind of tapping the cutter's blade. Or you could, go talk to the Children of the Vein and get another one if you wanted.
You're not taking our hospital equipment. What are you, some kind of sociopath? Right.
Well, yeah, but
I have other patients that I have to go and see. He's going to be all right. If he needs any more, if he starts being in pain, he's got a little button there. Don't press it too many times, or your heart will stop. And it goes to leave and leave you three together.
how many times can we press this button? No, that's a bad thought.
So, given that I'm not dead and you're not dead, I assume things went very well.
No, I mean, like, we killed the boss. We still have to bag up, William. And Greenie didn't pay us.
Oh,
What do you mean he didn't pay us? I got some creds.
Yeah, but she gave us like less than half. Are you happy with less than half?
No, but I didn't. What do you mean less than half?
Well-
I got given the creds. That's what happens, isn't it?
Well, but not enough creds. You can't afford a new gun with what she gave us.
Oh,
and
What do
is Mur present for this?
I don't think
Not
I'm
yet.
here yet.
There isn't
no.
it? This is like a flashback. We'll cut to This is you waking up and finding out that you've been betrayed.
Oh, well, then I'm like, oh, then best get that sorted then. Then I get up and like, does the bed have wheels?
I mean, like a lot of hospitals do, beds do, but
Yeah, I'm gonna stand up, look, sit up, like be disoriented for a second, and then try to tiptoe the whole bed towards the exit.
a
Roll
hell
it.
of a stuff.
Yeah. As soon as you start moving the bed, the doctor that was there before sticks his head round the door and goes, "I have senses on that, you know. I said you're not taking the sensorium.
Can I have
You
those
are-
sensors too?
You need to stay here for another two days. I don't know what your injuries are going to do if you start moving around. I know you ascent types. You're always zooming everywhere. I treated some Icarosians, weird triple-hearted creatures, but you are a regular human and you need to recover. You've been shot several times and I haven't asked questions, so I've been very kind to you."
I think Ziegler gets up and walks up close to him. Just in an intimidating manner, doesn't say anything.
Listen, Sunshine, you can try and intimidate me all you want, but when you get your fists crushed when you punch a wall inevitably, you're going to be coming to me asking for reconstructive surgery, so you better be nice.
I think the wall's the one needing reconstructive surgery if I did it.
Right, yeah, you're a big man, I get it. I'm going back to my rounds. Friday, you're not going anywhere, son.
All right,
Walks up
I'm
again.
just gonna stay in place, well, more or less in place, and like spin the bed around its central axis back and forth for a bit until I heal.
You absolutely can spin on the spot somewhat, yes. Yeah. Yeah,
So
so
how-
what's the
so-
general mood? Yeah.
I'm happy. I think things went well. I just think we need to sort things out with the Greenie, and I don't particularly care what that sorting out with. That might just be a conversation. That's what I'd like to start with.
I mean, Ziegler's followed Friday this far just to keep up appearances, but I think all that Ziegler really wants to do is make his way over to the Institute and get what he thinks is a stub gun.
Within the medical wing of the Institute.
Oh,
Okay. Is there any kind of signage about? Could I see what's...
I think before we get into that, yeah, I think since you have sent a message.
like I found a computer terminal and sent a message to a contact in the cacti just to see if he can send a little extra muscle.
Yeah, so we see Fidey blinking awake. We have this interaction with the doctor. Ziegler Ziegler going, right, I'm going to go get my gun, striding off somewhere.
At
We
full
see
pace.
Cinch tapping a message, and across the universe, in the TTGI bar and casino, sat at some bar table. What do we see as see Mer at the console?
I feel like she's just kind of scrolling through, looking for jobs. Probably a little bit of a disappointed look on her face, and she's like, "Man, nothing here looks quite right."
Yeah, you get a message pop up from someone who I don't know if you've spoken to Caden before. He's a bartender at the Cacti Oasis Bar and Casino.
I've probably been in and out, so I might have spoken to him once or twice.
Mm-hmm. It pops up, and you get the following message sent by Cinch. It says, K, the Ingirid mission went slightly off the rails, and with Fidey laid up, we may need a hand getting out of here, with everything we are owed. We also need to finish the job and finish getting paid. I'll split my take. Get this mission report to one of the agents you trust. And attached is the previous mission posting from Greenie and an image of the erroneous payment of only 4,800 as evidence. And it's been forwarded to you from a contact list that you're in Caden's list of people that he trusts.
I think the fact that he trusts me, is probably the reason I'm taking this job, even though it doesn't sound like it's going to pay a lot. But she's just a little bit flattered to have that trust.
Mm-hmm. Cool. You managed to arrange transport over to Ingirid, which is it's about a week's journey currently. So since
It's
Friday,
probably a variety of riding with truckers or, calling in favors and hitching a lift. It's not really public transport. It's whatever is cheapest, and comfort is probably part C on her list of things that are important.
Absolutely. So of our 3 agents already on Ingirid, do you go to meet Mer as she arrives?
No, I'm totally oblivious of what's going on. I don't know if these
Okay.
two are.
Cool.
Friday's in the hospital still, or no? It would take a week, so he'd be there.
Yeah,
Right?
it's about a week. There are things that you can have done in that week before Mer arrives.
I'd be totally sort of poking around at different data terminals, downloading basically any information I could from the station, and probably poking about in the industrial zone to see if I could find out any rumors going on about Greenie, and I think getting closer to the cutters.
Mm-hmm.
I think sorry.
When we see me with the on the arrival pad, I guess I'd like to have the sensorium on me, and my first bit would try to, I don't know, I might end up just buying it, but I would like to get it somehow from the hospital first. But I don't think I have any social skills really.
Well, just for rule of cool, we'll say that somehow you are able to get this big, bulky box that is the equivalent of an IV stand in this universe, wheeling it around still attached to you. Yeah, we get a little montage. We see him hopping in first.
It's got a Roomba at the bottom, and then I'm sitting on top.
Yeah, we see a little montage of Mer hopping on the first trucking vessel, drive the pilot giving her a nod. Yeah, hopping on the next one, and we follow Mer as the shuttle comes into dock at the Ingirid station in the Eon Ring, and we see the doors slide open. We see Fidey stood there with the sensorium box. We see Cinch. Ziegler isn't there for some reason. He's off doing his own thing. But
Well,
yeah.
There's a big wide industrial zone where Ziegler could get into trouble. So I imagine that's where he is currently.
That's yeah. Yeah. Mur arrives on the station.
Yeah.
I think Mur steps out and looks the two people there up and down and says, "So I'm Mur. Who might you all be?"
You open, shake her hand, greet her. I'm Cinch, and this is Spidey. Clearly collecting almost as much augmentation as our third compatriot, who's not here.
Hi there, Mur. I like greet her, and I guess I run a scan on her because that's just what you do.
What do your scans pick up?
Yeah. What do most things really? It's like my baseline is mineral stuff, but it also does a little bit like infrared, like not night vision stuff.
It's kind of like whisper. You get used to him.
I mean, I think she looks at you. Is this visible? Like, can I tell that you're scanning, or do you just kind of stare into space?
I make no attempt.
No attempt to hide. Yeah, I think she looks at you as like, I would be willing to like tell you what I've got on me if you'd ask.
It's like she's so used to the bizarre behavior. This one is just like it's yeah.
Yeah.
Normal,
The
okay.
sensors that he's using are a mix of a handheld scanner, which lets you identify things at short range, and some kind of planetary surveyor. I forget which one it is, but it's a mix of long range and short range scanning equipment.
Yeah, so he'd probably pick up the weapons. So there are a variety of guns, ammo. She's got a communications device, and like her bag has like a customized compartment that holds a hoverboard. And that's kind of everything I think you'd probably pick up from that.
God, I'm really sorry. Like I disconnected just as I was saying that I wasn't really hiding it, and I only caught the end of what you were saying. Could you give a brief repeat?
Mm-hmm. So you probably pick up. She's got a variety of guns on her, a decent amount of ammunition, communication device, and then her pack has kind of like a customized pocket or holder for a hoverboard.
Nice, and the hoverboard is in there, yeah?
Yes.
Oh yeah, like I can already tell that we're going to be the best of friends. I turn to my compatriot and I say, I like her. Like,
Well, that's good. You guys, can you give me the down low on what's happened?
Well, we accepted the mission I showed you and did help both the gangs in our own special violent and non-violent way, and Greenie didn't pay up.
And everything was completed from the two missions?
Well, Spidey still kind of wants to go bag up the old man and retire him off world.
I like bagging men.
There you go. So there's that part that we still need to finish. And in all my poking around, did I find anything out or hear any rumors about Greenie?
It's there after like this conversation.
Hmm?
You know about Greenie what I've told you before.
Yeah, but like I've just spent like the week asking
You could
about
roll
rumors.
for it?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Is there like specific information that you're looking for?
Just like if she's in trouble or like has anything changed with what's going on the station? Like, or is it all seeming like business as usual? Is there anything that stands out as different that, the people who live here would notice?
Sure. As Mur looks past Fide and Cinch to the station, it looks like to Mur, a typical space station that uses a centrifugal force to generate its gravity rather than an artificial gravity generator. You see as you look that the horizon curves upwards in either direction that you look, and the ceiling's high above, high enough to contain a skyscraper within this massive space station ring that's slowly rotating. And you see something unusual that you notice is that there is lush greenery everywhere. Buildings are covered with crawling vines. There are trays filled with water which contain reeds and rice and other water plants, and hydroponic bays filled with beautiful flowers and vegetables and fruits. As the entire area is covered with seems to be pocket agriculture. And yeah, as we cut back, Cinch, why don't you give me an intellectual difficulty 3?
I'm going to apply an edge. And
Nice. Very nice.
ta-da!
3 effort. You succeed anyway, but yeah.
Yes,
I
I changed my pool.
was just saying
Effort is
minus.
something that you upgrade as you tier up. So we could probably have 2 effort at this point, but 3 I think you can't get till tier 3 or tier
Oh,
2.
like I applied 1, didn't? Oh, I'm sorry, I totally fucked up.
Yeah, you put 3 in the box. That's
I'm
all.
sorry.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh, by the
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
we do get XP for completing the last mission we were on, right? 1 or no?
You already got that, and yeah, I'll get to
I-
that. And
I don't think. I think I had 2 from. I had 1. Currently have 1 from starting and 1 from, or even like I had 2 from getting shot a bunch.
yeah, you get 1 XP at the start of a mission. You don't get 1 for finishing a mission. You get money for finishing a mission.
Cool, makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, you succeed. We get like the maybe this was in the montage before. We see Cinch as you're sending the message, looking at like a news feed off in the corner, and we see that over the last week that Mer's been traveling here, and Fidey's been in hospital stealing the sensorium, and Ziegler's been digging through industrial piles of the Institute's waste looking for stub gun parts. There has been report after report of increased gang violence on Ingirid. That the balance between the cutters and the belligerents has been upset. It appears in the belligerents' favor. There have been increased shootings, homicides, fighting in the street, but also it appears to have been calming down towards the tail end of the week. It appears that the belligerents have taken some partial foothold in the Eon Ring, and the violence has been winding down as the law enforcement have cracked down on it.
Yes, law enforcement.
Mm-hmm. And as for poking around about Greenie, Greenie has apparently gone to ground. You haven't heard a peep. You've spoken to like the gang leaders, presumably. You've spoken to Jayanel and Robert, and they've talked about how, yeah, if you look around on the Penumbra network, Greenie hasn't posted anything, and typically Greenie is the type of handler who posts 3-4 new missions a day, primarily for the Institute. Yeah, it hasn't been a peep out of her since the attack on the Cutter compound.
Interesting.
So I
All
think
right.
Mir will say it's kind of odd what's going on. Do you think it's tied into the fact that you guys didn't completely send the father off to an early retirement?
B. If we can finish that job. Fighty? Or
Am I here at this point? Sorry, will we skip forward?
Yeah,
slightly?
sorry. I am here, but I am distracted by my equivalent of early morning pizza, and I just woke
Mm.
up. Okay, I think the best we can do is there any central thing where where Penumbra operations are generally handled, or is this like literally the distributed thing, and Greenie could be anywhere? My first, if we don't know where she currently is, we need to find a place where she has been, and from there, I'm pretty sure I can, I don't know, literally pick up her scent like a bloodhound on track or need be.
Does Greenie have any particular object she wears or has on her usually? Because I
Before I
have
answer those
Cypher.
questions, yes, Ziegler, you can be in the scene.
No, I was just wondering if this scene's a bit further on from where we were, or...
It is, yeah. This is a week later from being in the Institute.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay, so I'm here. I'm sorry, I'm not adding anything at this point. I was just wondering if I was here.
Okay, cool. To go through the questions, Fidey, yes, there is an e-cafe in the Eon Ring that is called. Let me check my notes. It's called Cutter's Lost Connections, and it's an e-cafe with like banks of computers that you can hire by the hour with pastries and drinks, and that's the equivalent of back on TTGI, the booths at the back of the Cacti Oasis Bar and Casino. Here, that bar is where the local agents pick up their missions, which most of which are from Greenie, or there are other handlers that operate on Ingirid. But yeah, you would know that location. As for a physical description of Greenie, I'm not sure that you have that currently.
and I don't think any of us have ever seen Greenie.
I don't think any of you four have seen Greenie before, no?
I think Mir will look around and say, is it just the three of us, or are there more people?
Well, let's go look for Ziegler. Maybe talk to Robert, get his dad dealt with, and find Greenie. What do we think?
Sounds good.
All right.
My Roomba turns on a box, turns around, and we were after you.
Perfect. Mir, do you have a breather?
I don't. How much are those? I think a breather's 500.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
breather is 500, and it provides 8 hours of breathable air.
Sure, I will buy that. Like probably at one of the kiosks we're passing.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, as you go towards the industrial district, yeah, there's people selling PPE, replacement filters, work gloves, work boots, overalls.
I kind of poke around looking for Ziegler. But
Yeah.
I think
As you set off on your plan of action, you all gain 1 XP.
So I'm going to cash that in immediately to get the ability to spend 2 effort.
Absolutely. Yep.
can I do that too?
Hey, you want to upgrade your effort?
Yes. I don't know what I want to do. I have 7 experience, and the more I have, the more I seem to fail rolls.
Yeah, you can spend 4 of it for an advancement. I can talk you through your options if you'd like.
I like effort first because they're recovery rolls for a reason, and it means you succeed more often.
That I want that.
Sure. So if you pop it in that box in the middle of your character sheet where it says advancements, if
Okay.
you put in advancement 1, extra effort, and then in the top right, the circle that says effort, you change that to 2.
Additional procedure question. I'm currently at 3. I'm assuming I'm going to hit 4 sometime during the session. Are upgrades Like start of session only, or can it pop like in the middle of one?
Sure. If we're in the middle of like a firefight, probably not. But yeah, if we're in a bit of downtime, yeah, you can spend
Okay,
XP.
context dependent. Got it.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Since we're looking for, sorry.
Something else you can do, which hasn't been used too often, is you can use 2 XP to gain like a temporary skill, or like have a flashback, or like there's a device in the middle of the room and you want to say that you know how to use it. You can spend 2 XP to gain like a temporary skill. So that's something that you could use in like the middle of a fight.
Does it have
Yeah.
to be a temporary skill, or can it be a very, very narrow skill? Like, I know how to talk to this person very well and can persuade them easier.
I would still class that as a temporary thing, that like I make friends with this person for 2 XP.
Okay.
I still think it's still a temporary effect, right?
That honestly sounds like a late game thing when people care less about XP, but can still have things to spend it on, I guess. Right now,
Yeah.
I just want upgrades.
Are you doing contacts? So 3 XP to get a contact?
Yeah, you can absolutely do that as well. Yeah, you all head to the industrial district.
And I think that's where we last saw Ziegler head to.
So I'm skilled in searching if we need to hunt him down. Do you guys?
I don't know if you can.
Actually, I would so much love the like an upgrade today, but I feel like I really enjoy the idea of having like an expanding list of contacts. Like my whole I don't know the Cypher system term for it, but like who explores it like a sleuth type. So having contacts for him seems super fun and relevant. Can I get the hookup from the doctor? And I like that as a background of how I got this in story. That eventually we have this like antagonistic rapport going or something where he hates him, but he still respects me or something like that. Can I have the doctor who patched me up as a contact for 3 XP?
Absolutely, yeah. I will say you don't have to spend XP to gain someone you know as a contact. Like people that you meet, like Gianel and Robert that you met, they're your contacts, and you just interacted with them mechanically. But if you want to
Okay.
spend 3 XP to say that you are now friends with that doctor in the institute, you absolutely can.
Yeah, it's not necessarily friends. It's I assume it's like I don't know. Thinking in terms of Blades in the dark terms, it's the kind of guy that I can usually contact, no question asked, even it's like slightly unlikely, and usually he's going to provide something useful and relevant. That's the terms I'm thinking of. It's just not like a guy I can chat to. It's not just a regular NPC.
His name is Araya Arcosian.
Sure.
Ariah.
Could you post that, please? I'm just gonna copy it down. And because he's here, because he is a Amelhart, I assume he is also a research doctor of some kind.
He's a what? Sorry.
A research doctor of some kind.
So, Araya Arcosian is specifically a medical doctor as his field of expertise. In particular, he studies brain science. He's a brain surgeon. Looks into the path of nerves.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm going to be sending this guy a lot of images of corpses, like full scans of corpses. Hey, well, what happened to this guy?
Yeah, so over the time that you've been laid up in the hospital, definitely told you about an experiment he's been doing on rodents. with a little plastic cap that they wear and trying to be able to control their movements with a joystick.
That is so sweet. How fast can he get them to move? Is it possible to override like regular muscle commands for that, or just like an overtop layer where and I think it's like fast talking interest of the kind that would mesh well with what I assume is kind of a grumpy intellectual disposition.
Maybe that's how you made friends, that you actually sat down and read his full dissertation and research papers, and then engaged him in conversation about it.
I was about to say I don't do much sitting down, but I kind of was forced to. So yeah, probably
pacing around reading his research paper.
Like spinning in the bed, just kind of like pushing it around like a what is it? A scooter.
Yeah, just like speed reading it through, like zip, 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 and like turning around and saying, I have 20 pages of notes, or something of that. So yeah.
Yep, you've definitely made friends with Araya at the Institute. Yeah, which this Institute is different from the faction, the Amelhart Institute. This is the Institute that's on the Arcos ring, which is it's confusing, but
I'd like it just for character purposes that he would not exact. I would like him to still slightly hate me, but also always take my calls, which are, I guess what friends are.
What kind of friends do you have, buddy?
He probably rankles against you thinking that you're smarter than him.
Yeah, probably.
Which
I may or may not be.
Yeah. Yeah. So Ziegler, what have you been doing in the time that in this week we see the group Seymour arrive? Where do we see Ziegler?
So this industrial zone is like an entire separate ring, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Yeah, you travel between sections of the spaceship. You are on the it's called the Olivine Belt. It's the smallest ring, closest to the center of Ingirid, and yeah, you have to wear a breather. It's full of factories and additive manufacturing facilities and chemical distillation, and it is the industrial beating. If the central section is the heart, the Olivine Belt is the stomach and the kidneys and the liver. It's what keeps everything going.
Is there a commercial, like a sub-district of commercial, so that where the sales representatives for these, I imagine, quite big megacorps that are operating?
I don't know if there's any like designated shopping area. People who are buying stuff here are generally talking CEO to CEO, or like salesperson to salesperson.
So there's no like.
If you want shops, you want to be in the more domestic
Oh
areas.
no, I don't want a shop, but I want like a sales representative. Is what I'm imagining. Would I be able to find my way to a sales representative's office?
Yeah, sure.
Sell his copper.
Most of the factories that you find are producing parts for either agricultural machines or for mechs, like war machines.
Okay. Well, I suppose as soon as I see like an office-looking like building, it might not. I imagine you'll decide to screw me over in some way. Yeah, I just want to barge down the door. Like as soon as something looks like an office, I'm going to barge down the door and demand to see a sales representative.
Is there any like what makes you decide which building to go into?
So I'm just thinking like I imagine it's like some sort of building site almost with shipping containers with offices built into them. Is it like that, or is it a bit more?
Yeah,
like an industrial park.
underneath your feet is a metal deck plate, similar to the one that we're seeing on this map, but you can't even see it because it's so thick with dust and refuse. And there are people who are employed to try and scoop up the debris and the industrial slag and eject it into space or process it, but the effort to do so does not match the output of production, and so the dust and the slag builds up and coats the floor. The air is thick and poisonous. Your environment suit filters, you probably had to change them a few times over the time you've been here, just from clogging up with the fumes from the factories.
I can imagine. I don't know really. Just I don't have a mental image of what the architecture necessarily would be like, but I imagine like an office-looking building, right? So quite utilitarian, something like that.
Less like offices and more like coal mines and oil rigs and that kind of aesthetic.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean there are some big square box buildings where you hear the whir and people going in and out covered in soot and.
So I go into one of these larger, well, I imagine industrial buildings where there's lots of like a foundry or whatever.
Sure.
I go into one of those.
Mhm.
Then I imagine there'll be an upstairs area where the actual bosses are.
Yeah, you walk past a chugging transport that on the back, as you look over, you can see has a container filled with liquid metal that's rumbling along at a low torque. And
Yeah.
you manage to follow a worker inside and make your way into the building. Yeah, you find yourself on the floor of a factory filled with workers carrying hammers and other tools operating machinery.
I imagine there's a second level with the bosses looking down on the workshop floor.
Absolutely, you can find an overhead gantry with an office with a window, presumably a foreman or something like that.
All right, so can I find my way up to that, or is it obscured somewhere?
Yeah, I think everyone's busy and they're working class, so they don't really care.
I mean, if you say I can't find it, I'm just going to use the jetpack. So
no, you can find stairs.
okay. So if I'm
I think they creak under Ziegler's weight, but you can find stairs.
Yeah, and that foreman's door—that's the door that I bash open and
you shoulder it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think behind an austere metal desk has a desk toy like a Newton's cradle. There's a person sat at it, tapping away in a console. They are dressed in bright orange overalls that have been marked with soot, kind of like the NASA orange spacesuit. It's kind of what his environment suit looks like.
Yeah.
As a short man, quite diminutive. He's got very dark skin. He's got patches of a blonde, stubbly beard. He's got green eyes. He looks up at you as you come in and goes, "Who are you?"
No, I think the question is, who are you?
The foreman.
Right, so you're in charge around here.
Yes.
Would you, per se, be interested in buying 150 tons of industrial-grade copper?
Where has this copper come from? How are you getting it here? We're miles away from anywhere with copper. What is going on?
Don't you worry about the logistics, Sunshine. Do you want it or not?
Depends on the price, I suppose.
Well,
Be more gentle with my door.
it's not my fault the door wasn't built properly. He says as he slams the door back behind himself.
Yeah, make an intellect roll, difficulty 4.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Challenge him to a joust. Challenge him to a joust.
Sits at his table, considering. Brings a gloved hand up to the chin of his breather, considers for a moment, and goes, "You know what? I probably can use 150 tons of industrial copper."
Right. Okay, so it's just down to the price then, is it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, this is where we negotiate.
Right. How about 100,000 howl for all of it?
Howl? What's a howl when it's at home?
Oh, you know, that currency that everybody uses.
I've never heard of it. Tell you what, I'll offer you 10 seconds of Ingirid supercomputer time per ton.
Right, what's that? How's that going to be useful for me?
Standard currency around the industrial zone, mate. The Olivine Belt is what we trade in. Time with the supercomputer.
Right, how could I convert that into actual money?
I don't know. Take it and sell it to somebody else, I suppose.
Right, so I'd have a... What, would I have a... Oh, I can't think of the word.
I don't know. Do you have some complex universe simulation you want to run? Some cost-benefit analysis on a new factory?
Would I have a voucher? Sorry, this is out of character. This is a voucher for that computing time. It's not just the raw computing time. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
it would be like a digital currency. It's like when a pound sterling is representing a pound of silver.
Right. Okay.
You
Yeah,
get
so
a currency that represents.
So it is actual. It is an actual currency. It's not just raw. You get this computing time right now, and you have to spend it.
It's a currency, yeah. The currency of
So it's a time shared supercomputer.
yeah. The heart of Ingrid has a highly advanced supercomputer, and citizens using consoles that are around Ingrid can access it for brief moments. 10 seconds per ton is probably the equivalent of several thousand howl per ton.
Has Ziegler got any kind of... Oh, no, Ziegler won't have a reference for how much currency is worth. He just goes around hitting people. I suppose Ziegler... 10 seconds? Are you sure that's even worth it for this raw copper?
Yeah, you're right. How about I offer you 9 seconds per ton?
All right. 10 seconds per ton, yeah?
Yeah, and when can I expect delivery of this material?
Well, it takes about a week to get it from the core, and I'm going to have to take my contact, so maybe a week or two? Is that going to be feasible?
Right, I'll be generous. You've got 3 weeks to have it in my bay, or I'm coming after you.
Okay. Good on you.
Right. Go through to that room, speak to Bob, he'll deal with you. Alright.
Alright, so is this another door that I can smash?
It's another door, it's currently open.
Okay, so I'll just sort of waddle through, I suppose, and see Bob.
Yeah, it's just a wall, it's the next office over, and it's a meek accountant who has been listening in to the conversation next door. Makes you sign a contract, which can Ziegler write?
I think so. He's of the Knightly Orders, so he must have some education.
I was asking a genuine question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think he's stupid. I just think he's really, really
yeah.
belligerent.
You're not stupid if you can't write, but yes. You give your electronic signature, scroll on a pad or whatever, and he hands you a cred stick, which is good for 1,500 seconds of Ingrid supercomputer time.
Let me add that to my...
It is one cred stick, not 1,500
Yeah, I'm about to have an
individual
argument.
cred sticks.
I'm about to have an argument with him.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Like picturing popping them in and out so fast because they'd only be worth 1 second. Just like boop boop.
So I've got 1,500 of those. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yep. What do you mean? I was promised 1,500. This is one.
No, it's 1,500. It's all on there.
I'll let you off this time. I don't trust this newfangled tech.
Newfangled? This has been in use for centuries.
Ziegler just sort of growls and walks off.
Mm-hmm. Is it as you're leaving the factory that you bump into the other 3 agents?
Yeah, I suppose as I'm leaving the factory, but I think I need to make a call to Biscuity, seeing as he's actually got the copper, and I haven't talked to him about this.
You do at some point, yeah. Yeah, so the group of you see Ziegler emerging from a factory in the industrial zone. You've done the transit, you've shared public transport with a packed train car of sweaty blue collar workers.
Thanks to like immediately. Did you shoot anybody, or is everyone still alive?
Sorry?
I'd be worried if you shot anybody while you were gone.
Sorry, did Cinch ask me if I shot anybody? Or...
Yes.
Oh. Nah, I've got into a few fistfights, but no shooting this time.
Okay.
Told you he has a melee preference.
Well, yeah, I mean, always got that shotgun he's cocking and wondering, losing bullets. Anyways.
We're all about losing bullets.
Nothing. Are we good? Okay.
Mm.
Okay, Ziegler.
This isn't the first time Ziegler and Murr meet. Ziegler was at the landing pad. Yes, no?
No, he
No,
was down here.
I got
He was selling his
a few
copper.
times during, so I wasn't there, as it turns out.
Oh, okay, so this is the first time they meet, right? So I'm kind of wondering what you think of each other.
Mo has definitely heard of Ziegler by reputation. You know of Ziegler to be an agent who operates out of the TTGI station. You know some of the missions that he's been on previous, and that typically missions that Ziegler goes on end loudly.
Mm.
I don't think Ziegler even acknowledges that she's there. She just sort of sees the group and grunts and has that conversation with Cinch and just sort of turns around again.
I think
too professional.
Yeah, I think Murr leans into Cinch and is like, I've heard stories about the Rumbas. Like, have you seen any of that stuff on the mission with him?
Hang on a minute. Fidey's on a Roomba, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
I'm literally like on the sensorium on a Roomba right now. Yeah.
I'd like literally pull Willa or Mir back as he realizes there's a Roomba there, and just yeah, it is.
We're gonna have a problem, big man. I need this. I need this to move right now.
All right, but as soon as you're not using it, that thing's toast.
That's fair, but I'm gonna be using it for the rest of my life. I really like it.
All right. If I ever see you not on it, it's dead.
Does it make you nervous when Ziegler eyes your Roomba, Fidey?
Yeah, so I'm like, so you want to be blind? Is that right?
I want to be blind. So what?
I mean, just following the causal pattern here. You said if you ever see it me not riding, you're gonna destroy it. So I'd like you not to destroy it. I'd like then you to not be able to see it. And the way for you to not be able to see it is to have you blind. Are you using your eyes? I know a man who might be in the market for some eyes.
Of course I'm using my eyes. I'm looking at the Roomba right now.
Okay, but we can change that with surgery.
I think Murr's opinion is like, before we go discussing the sale of eyes or the removal of eyes, I think there is a mission here that maybe we should get started on.
We should talk about. How about this, big guy? We'll go back to the hospital after we kill some people, and you can hunt down a Roomba there.
Why at the hospital? Like, I'm sure there are other Roombas around.
We know
Fine, but only if we do go back to the hospital.
We'll probably end up back at the hospital. There to look
That's
over
fair.
at Bitey. Can we go look for Dianelle and Robert?
Do whatever you like.
I think the first point of call is like the internet cafe where all the Penumbra agents for this area kind of hang out. if we're gonna catch a scent of Greenie, it's probably gonna be there, unless I
Okay.
missed something.
So, are we catching a sense of Greenie, or are we finishing up the previous mission that didn't get completely wrapped up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like this is because we like. Sorry, go for it.
How much for an old man-sized bag?
Now, from what I was
Oh.
told, the idea was not to kill this guy, just to like
no.
ship him off planet.
Oh yeah, but Fidey's pretty intent on putting him in a bag for that shipment. So I guess he's
Oh,
going
okay.
to the general post, like base
It's
Amazon.
it's just a classic. I'm really sucker for the old stuff.
A breather in there. I have no opinion.
Well, we'll find you a bag, but let's go find Giant Al and Robert first. I think, and then we can get to the old man. And hey, maybe your medical equipment will come in handy when dealing with him. We can convince him he's really, really sick and needs to go back to the old world, just to retire.
I would love to like try out all the sensor equipments on another human.
There you go.
You might have to do the convincing though. I'm more like a.
Well, if you just stand there and hum and haw very seriously, maybe instead of a bag, we get you a doctor's coat. Because you can just buy those.
Well, he could probably borrow that, right?
Yeah. Okay. This is out of character, but I'm pretty sure I already talked to the old man, and he already knows I'm kind of not a medical guy. At least he already has a first impression of me, and I'm not sure I would be capable of changing it through acting because that's not quite in my wheelhouse.
That's fair. That's fair.
But like in character, I kind of totally play along with this line of thought, and yeah, get a doctor suit, maybe some glasses. I could also start my own clinic, just to have a background. I'm not sure who I'd be able to treat exactly, but brain surgery can't be that hard. If like what's his name again? If Yeah, if Araya can do it, I probably can. Like I read most of his work in like 20 minutes, and he has some insights maybe, but most of it is so derivative. Like Jesus Christ, all those pathways. Like we have and it travels on.
You say this guy is your friend, huh?
I mean, I start talking about his work. I start talking about his work in a direct manner, and I then don't stop because it takes me like half an hour just to explain what's the derivative about, and I keep using. Well, maybe that's impressive, but and that sort of stuff. He's not my friend. Like and I keep just talking about and kind of gushing about him.
Someone's got a man crush.
So he can actually like with enough input and with enough rats, he can use the rats as a kind of drones to pretty much spell anything we want. So I kind of watch him, what's the cool thing to spell? I don't know. I
He uses rats to spell.
he uses rats to spell. It's a Pied Piper kind of program, yeah. That's all part of research. He's trying to see if he can develop a rat based semantics and alphabet.
That's fascinating.
The quote
Rob,
unquote lab rats that he's using here have flowers that grow out of their backs.
The rats have flowers that grow out of their back.
They're not actually flowers; they're vestigial wings, but they look like flowers.
Ooh, so
okay, that's weird.
if those links happen visually, you could actually have the movement be like in 3D, which opens all sorts of additional possibilities. Throughput increases dramatically the more dimensions you move it. And
then she's probably gonna like immediately forget a lot of this, but something about being able to control rats sort of tweaks her brain, and the fact that you're friends with a doctor. But for the most part, she's just like,
we're not friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would never be friends with someone whose work is like and a spotter. Yeah. Anyway, again, I can probably go on with this bit for the whole length of the session if needed. We should probably get a move on.
Yeah, maybe we do go to that internet cafe to meet up with, and we sent a message to Robert and Gianelle that we want to have a meeting, and that would actually kill two birds with one stone. We meet with them, and we see if there's any sign of Greenie, and then we can talk to them about William and go from there. Yes, no?
Yeah.
Yep,
Sounds good.
that sounds great.
Perfect. So that's where we head.
So you'll make your way out of the industrial zone, going back the path you came, which is well traveled with you walking on like the pedestrian sections, but you have large vehicles with various materials, etc. on them, rumbling past you, giant lorries, smooth hover vehicles. You make your way to the metro area. You go through a decontamination bay, and finally you're in an area where you can take off your breathers and breathe normally. And you make your way onto the cramped subway cars. Again, this time less full of sweaty blue-collar workers and more the normal citizenry of Ingirid on their way to the Eon Ring. You make your way to the main square.
So what you're telling me is we're getting a lot more odd looks.
Yeah, I mean, you're covered in the thin film of dust of the Olivine Belt, and people are giving you some room. You're leaving dirty footprints on the.
I've got a really distinct image in my head of Ziegler sitting on a chair and somebody edging away, and then Ziegler edging towards them.
Exactly.
and then eventually pushing them off the bed.
Can a Roomba follow us, cleaning behind us, kind of like how like Mo in like one show up and clean the floor behind us just for Ziegler's sake? I feel like that would be
a few times.
I'm imagining it kind of following along, like Ziegler turning around, looking at it. The Roomba stopping, you know, because it's probably programmed to be at a certain distance. Then Ziegler is like slowly reaching towards the shotgun, and the Roomba like vibrating one side, the other side, and then like starting to moving towards him again, because again its programming tells it to when an object is immobile, you're free to move or something, and like it's kind of this like a Ziegler Roomba standoff for a minute, and then I don't know if he actually shoots it or not, but like that I want that to have happened at least once during our walk.
So are there any following us as we change back over to the cleaner area of the station?
Not in the common area, no.
Okay.
If you're in the hospital, probably. On the train again, no, there's not.
Okay.
When the trains go off somewhere to be cleaned in between, you'd probably at night when it's less busy.
Oh, okay. So there's no active Roombas while.
Yeah, it's not actively being cleaned while you're on it. No.
So yeah, rolling back a little bit to my original question. Sure, we're covered with soot and stuff, so there's like class markers, and we don't quite fit in. But I was more thinking like we've got two. Is Mirror obviously heavily armed, or is that more hidden?
No, I mean she's got a heavy rifle, so yeah, that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, so we've got.
Finch very proudly wears the cutter's blade she stole.
Yeah, so we've got like all sorts of stuff that we're heavily armed. I've got like a whole bunch of weird equipment with me. Is that might be not normal here or not, and that's why. Well, what's normal citizenry? Do we pass for normal citizens with all of our gear and stuff, or not really?
This week? Yeah, absolutely. Probably this whole month, since the trouble started. Yeah, you see a lot of people who are carrying personal weaponry, either discreetly or openly. You still see occasionally people who are wearing the cutter's blade and who are walking around like they own the place. Not so in the Olivine Belt, but yeah, as you head back to the Eon Ring, yeah, you can pick out cutters all over the place. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and you see like law enforcement at the subway stations and
What
yeah.
does law enforcement? God, by asking this question, I'm making them more likely to reappear. But what does law enforcement look like here?
Law enforcement, they have dark blue jumpsuits with some kind of shell body armor that covers their chest. They have elbow pads, knee pads, cloth caps that say, I haven't come up with a name for the law enforcement, but the equivalent of police in whatever the local language is. They have rank stripes on their shoulders. They carry a baton, some kind of projectile weapon. Probably a pistol. Some at the stations are carrying heavier rifles.
Yeah, cool. That all makes sense.
You don't see too many. You see as many as you would see walking through like New York or London or
Sort of in the background here and there.
yeah. You don't see an unusual amount of police presence.
Cool. So things are kind of are either winding down. Yeah, things are winding down is the impression we get, right?
Yeah, after the attack on the Cutter's compound, there was a flare-up of violence, but it's definitely been dropping away during the week that you've been recovering in the hospital and you're waiting for your friend.
Cool. And I assume like there's a lot of stuff that Sinch. I assume Ziegler would not be doing much informing, or maybe he would. I that would be an interesting scene. But yeah, I assume Sinch kind of filled me in on what was happening. Paul was out.
I mean, Ziegler's kind of an idiot savant, right? He's probably got this whole thing worked out and just doesn't tell anybody. But
that's super possible.
You guys, sorry, the rest of the party sort of discussing between themselves what's actually going on there.
Currently, you're all still in the subway car because that's as far as we got in
I
describing.
was asking if other people are currently discussing with each other about what's going on.
I don't think we are. We're just kind of establishing what we already know. We're not actually doing this in character. This has stuff that has already happened, right?
It could be in character because then you would be feeling Myrrh into what's happening.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That super makes sense.
Yeah.
I think Sin should probably lead in because I think she's like the most clued into what's actually happening.
So I've been leading us through the area to get back to the internet cafe, I guess. And we've been talking about sort of what I've seen on TV with the gang wars and things calming down, and let you know that I've shared everything. I do know that Greenie's almost completely disappeared, and now we just need to get an update on what's going on from Robert, Janelle, and go from there for a plan to keep going.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So how do we get to or I guess follow the signs to the cafe?
Yeah, I think you know the way. You've been here a week. I don't know where you've been staying, but free agents are capable and have bolt holes and safe houses that they know of. So you've probably been staying in just a known location of the Penumbra network, some kind of hostel. Probably like above the e-cafe, maybe even is where you've been staying. So you're able to make your way back.
That feels like super weird because then it feels like we would have to have done our investigation a while ago, and it feels a little bit like we're kind of stupid for not doing it before. Could it please be different locations?
Sure. What I would say is it's not stupid because there's been open gang war in the streets, and you've been laying low, having attacked a cutter's compound, and you've been in the hospital. But you
Yeah,
can tell me,
but
where have you been staying?
yeah. You know where that was for me. But
Yeah,
yeah.
he was in the hospital.
Yeah. And Ziegler's been in the industrial district digging around for stuff.
Literally at first point.
Never
Yeah.
sleeping, not even for a single day in the week. There's so much coffee.
I mean, Ziegler, you can tell me otherwise, but you probably just sleep wherever you stood in your armor.
Oh yeah, just maglock and then
Yeah.
just fall asleep.
I've just been getting in good with cutters, so I've been couch surfing with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
But
sure.
you-
We still would know where the cafe is, or the
Sure, scratch.
agent cafe.
Sure, scratch the hostel above the cafe then. Yeah, sure, that's fine.
So there you go.
Yeah, you
Okay.
make your way to the e-cafe. Yeah, no problem.
Perfect. And yeah, grab a coffee. We can get maybe Fighty, scan around, see if you can find any sign of Greenie or any trace amounts of someone who hasn't been here. However you want to run your scans, and I can send a message to the guys.
I don't quite know what I should be running scans on. We should find out at least somebody who has an inkling of what Greenie looks like. There should be some local operatives here, and they might have actually. Do we know it's a woman? A woman? Has she, or whatever? Has she identified who she is at all?
You know
Like,
that she's a woman. She's in
yeah,
mission briefings before. She's identified herself as a woman.
Yeah. Okay. So we kind of, if anyone knows her, it's gonna be here.
I guess, does anyone want to make like a gather information check? I can add an asset for being good at listening. Or searching.
Yeah, this. I guess. Yeah, I guess she might have been here. I'm just gonna go look at my skills. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna do like a general perception here. I literally have sleuth. Finding the clues is the first step in solving a mystery, which is exactly where we are. So
Yeah.
you're training perception enabler. So yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so can I provide an asset for listening and searching, or just one for listening? Or searching?
I don't know what. Like, I've been waiting for someone to tell me what they're looking for, basically.
So we're looking for either people who have seen Greenie in person, or any information we can get on her physical, like what she looks like.
We're looking at this point. We're looking for any traces of Greenie in here.
So you're in the e-cafe. Are you like using a computer terminal? Are you speaking to other people in the cafe? What's the method here?
That
both?
is
Let's
like
do both.
basically, yeah. Like this is kind of because we're currently at the state where we don't even know exactly what we're looking for. This is as broad as and all encompassing as possible, and we'll kind of drill down later when we have like more of a scent. We're trying to get a scent.
Absolutely. I think your help in total is one asset to somebody else, or you could make a roll on your own and use both.
No, I think I'm good providing an asset.
Okay. So Fidey, you are taking the lead on the computer or like speaking to people? It's like different people can look for
Yeah,
different
yeah,
things in different ways. Like it's down to you guys.
yeah.
You tell me what you're doing.
I'm not especially like computer skilled. Uh, but me, I'd like to try to identify like, is there any like workstation or such that not exactly Greenie, but someone who like matches Greenie's profile would have used. So it would probably have I don't know additional security reserves or
Sure, I'll
just
describe the
something.
cafe for you.
Yep.
There's 3 banks of various terminals that look like they have the same kind of all in one of like an arcade cabinet or like a control system in a submarine. It's like you have the monitor, then the body of the thing, and it's all like in one contained unit. And you definitely see that some people are like browsing their email, but you definitely also see some people that are looking at the familiar black and green scroll of the Penumbra network. And this is somewhere where you can access the Penumbra network, like check the message boards, send encrypted emails to agents. This is probably where Cinch has been sending the message to Mer and interacting with the internet. Yeah, that's the type of place that you're in.
Okay. I guess what I'm looking for in like kind of mostly a perception based task.
Mhm.
It's somewhat likely that Greenie would kind of have like some sort of understanding with a proprietor or something, and have a station or such reserved specifically for her, like for deniability purposes, but also like it's like literally hers, and there's like an unsaid agreement or something where no one else can really use something. So I'm looking for something that's underutilized or such, or locked down, where I would probably get a little bit of like someone would step in, like, can I help you, sir, or something, if I try to approach. Does that make sense to you?
Or the owner or the manager.
Yeah, the owner or the manager or
Yeah,
whoever.
you can find that person trivially. Yeah, you can
Oh
find
yeah.
whoever. Yeah.
That I'm not looking for a person. I'm looking for resistance in accessing something that the Greenie would have access. Does that make sense?
Oh, it
Like,
does. But I
as
don't think
an
there's any. I don't think there's any like VIP area. Like you can sit down at any console.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Then whatever. I'm just like trying to scan for just a very, I don't know what's going on, and I'm trying to find out kind of thing. You'll tell me. Like
So
you
can
like,
we flip
yeah.
this on its head potentially, and I get an asset from your perception, and I have a communication device that helps me research things that I could look up on the internet, and basically using searching and that, and maybe the perception, like looking to see who a local free agent that she might have talked to face to face. Would
Yeah,
that be a possible check?
yeah,
I
that
can.
sounds great. Yeah, like
Okay.
I'd love to be on point for this, but like talking on, it does feel like what I'm doing at this point at least is much more being an asset than like taking point. So yeah,
Mhm.
I'm just doing like passive scanning and looking around.
Okay, so what would that be, difficulty-wise?
With all of your bonuses, probably like difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2. Okay. So do you want me to do a straight int roll, or do you want me to roll the skill?
Either or.
Actually,
Yeah, it's
I'm just
searching.
going to spend 2 effort, and I'm going to auto succeed.
Absolutely, you can do that. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
As you're like you're looking around and you've been like engaging people in conversation, you get talking to a young woman, kind of Southeast Asian features, uh, very petite, maybe about 5 foot tall, introduces herself as Hija Rilalia, which I'll post into the um, thing. And as you've been asking out around about Greenie, I think what gets your attention is we cut into like a passive conversation that you're happening, and we cut into the moment that she says, "Yeah, when I met her, she's very elegant."
What did you find so elegant about her? Was it her manner or her dress?
Oh, her dress, everything about her. She's absolutely stunning for an older woman. Um, goes by her name. She was wearing a beautiful green gown, a circlet of pearls. The team that I was with were very impressed. I've never met Greenie before that, but we'd done a few missions for her, and yeah, we delivered the pay data personally.
So, is there anything that you noticed that like she wore every time?
I met her at the start of the mission and at the end, and both times she was wearing the green robe. It was sequined, and she had a necklace of pearls.
Thanks so much. Are you worried? Like it seems like she's dropped off the map, and that doesn't seem typical.
I have been concerned. Uh, me and let me come up with another name. Yeah, me and Rebecca have been running a smuggling gig for some time, and the job have dropped off recently. We've been taking. There have been other handlers that have been picking up the slack, it would seem, filling the vacuum. But yeah, the missions have been drying up. The handlers, the agents that I know are getting antsy. They've been moving away to greener pastures.
What are
Anyone
you
in
smuggling for her?
I'm not going to talk about my missions with you. Are you a cop?
No,
I'm
no.
an agent. We're looking for Greenie.
we're still in the academy for cop school. Anyone in particular? Like anyone in particular picking up the slack where Greenie left off?
There's been a few agents. There's been a few handlers. You know how they are using the oh so fancy single names like uh, you know over in the core you have Wolf, Greek Fire, Hermes. You know all of these. They're all so pretentious. Someone here started calling them Eon, which is a bit reductive given every other person here is called Eon. Not really distinctive advertising.
I think you'll find Greek fire
I
is
know
actually
that
two
wolf
words.
guy. What are you gonna do about him?
The most interesting name I saw was Mechavite. I quite like that one.
Good fight.
Lots of stuff in the olivine belt, but it's small fish, big pond.
So,
Oh,
have
oh
you
hey,
ever known Greenie like not to pay up?
Greenie, not pay.
Yeah.
It's always been clockwork for me. I know some of these lower tier scumbags will rip you off, but Greenie, she's solid.
I'll look at Mir and be like, yeah, something's up.
I think Mir will look at you two and be like, any other questions? I feel like we should have a powwow.
what did she smell like? The lady you're describing sounds a lot like she'd be into some pretty expensive, some pretty rare perfumes. Anything stood out?
You know, the floral, I didn't really pay attention to what she smelt like. It wasn't unpleasant. She probably showers and gives off the impression of wealth to me. So, yeah, I guess she smelt good.
Aside from what
Uh,
she wore, what did Greenie actually look like?
Oh, an older woman, white hair, curled, short, um, very very demure, very aristocratic, I would say.
so you've been around for a while here, yeah? Any you know about any enemies that Greenie might have made?
Oh, I mean, I'm from Dinah. I just do the circuit here and back.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. You know, what a guy like you keeps his ear to the ground. Anything you can tell us.
Enemies. I mean, there's been all this business with the cutters and the belligerents. It's cut a hole into my pockets for a while when the belligerents first arrived and the cutters raised all their import fees on, black market goods. But
Yeah, that should die out soon.
yeah, I
I
hope
mean,
so. It's I've
I
got
mean,
bills to pay.
half the problem or already died out, and like kind of elbow Ziegler, like, eh.
What are you poking me for?
Yeah. No, man. Like, keep running that room, killing him in your visor. That's fine.
Have you guys been running missions on Ingirid for long? I don't think I've seen you on the job boards.
Well, this is one of our first.
New fish? Well, don't be cutting into my smuggling racket. There's not enough of it going around as is. Oh, I
might-
think I can guess what type of job that one does. Points at Ziegler.
Yeah.
What are you pointing
know-
me for?
He
I
Look
might
like you
maybe
kill
robot.
people.
Yeah? What of it?
God, I love him so
Shrug.
much.
Shrugs.
Yeah. We got a good handle on muscle. It's the important thieves that we could try and get rid of for you if you ever come across interesting information. That might be.
Yeah.
If you really want, I can give you the address of where I met Greenie. I don't know what kind of problems you have. I don't think she'll still be there, but I can give you that at least. You've been really kind, and I've seen you around. The Cinch, was it? I've seen you in here, and I've seen you in here a few times. So, least I can do. You've been friendly.
I try. We'll take that address.
Yeah,
Good
he
man, good
jots
man.
it down electronically, and I'll give you an address of a building in the Eon Ring.
Perfect.
Does this area have CCTV coverage? Because if we can get a picture of Greenie, just by that description and having an exact match with. I mean, we probably have enough to identify, but by having a picture, we could. Have you seen this woman?
You asking me or Healer?
I'm asking you, the GM. This is like we'd see if this was CCTV covered, right?
Yeah, there is definitely CCTV, and it's like a city.
Cool. Does
Yeah.
I'm gonna go bother the owner about it, I guess.
The owner about CCTV?
Yeah, a woman has gone missing. She was last seen here.
The owner of the e-cafe?
Yeah, sure. Or yeah, like I don't know if a place like this might actually have its own like security post. Like and talking to security, like sometimes they're super on their job, but a lot of times they're just bored and like happy to talk to anyone.
Sure.
So I'm hoping for the latter.
You know the owner of this e-cafe to be known as Fiorist Eonish? A grizzled old gentleman, big white beard. You can go speak
Nice.
to him.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, what can I do for you? I've seen you around here. Need more time on the console?
In a matter of speaking, we might. How well do you know Greenie?
Biggest proprietor on Ingirid. I know her well enough.
Well, she's gone, so a lot of your business might be going down, and ours already has. So
Yeah, tell me about it. And flips the screen around, and it looks like a stock market ticker, and it's like the volume of Penumbra network activity through his cafe, and it's on a sharp decline.
right, so we're looking for her because we're owed money. You're thinking of finding her because not having her here is losing you money. And if we knew exactly what she looked like, and I point to a CCTV camera, we would be able to find her that much faster. Win-win?
If you want to get into the CCTV, you just have to access someone in human resources. Which, when it says human resources, for the benefit if you haven't read the document, human resources is a generic term used to describe like black market vendors who sell services to agents.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure there's someone around here selling that service. They'll have the data. I mean, law enforcement's all in the cutter's pockets anyway.
Okay. Again, this is like an out of character question. Wouldn't he have direct access to it, given that it's pretty much his shop, or is the setup such that he doesn't really own it? It's like go somewhere else, or does the CCTV directly go to the police? I guess I wouldn't really know the answer to some of those questions, or I might just given how background research. I don't know. What do I know? How?
So I'm
What's my-
misunderstanding what you're looking for here. Sure, Fioris has the CCTV for his shop. The
Yep.
information you have from Hesia is an address somewhere in the Eon Ring. It's not this shop.
Yeah. So Greenie would have getting the CCTV footage from there would be super nice. That's a good idea, and thank you for giving it to us. But mostly, I'm just looking for a picture of just instead of a physical description. I'd like to have an actual picture from Greenie, and she would have likely been here and likely been able to be in shot of CCTV camera. That's all I'm looking for.
Misunderstanding there. Greenie mixed with the agents. I don't think she's been down here, mate. You'll have her own console. Captain don't mix with their officers. Wow, they're enlisted anyway.
Oh, that all makes very much sense. You've been very helpful. Thank you very much.
That's all right. I can get you in touch with my security expert if you like. He probably has a tap into the police.
That would be super nice. And just because this interaction has been going uncharacteristically well for me, I'm gonna scan the owner.
Sure, you pick up wearing medium armor and has a pistol on his hip.
Yeah, that all seems reasonable. So yeah, I'm just gonna.
I think you also pick up that one of his legs is bionic.
Oh, cool leg. How much faster does it go than your other one? Are you happy
He's
with the
slower.
purchase?
It hasn't been the same. I can still feel my old leg. I can still feel my old leg itch.
Oh, so you have 3 now. That's cool.
Sure, if you think of it that way.
How fast does your phantom limb go?
Oh.
I'm
I think we lean in at this point. Maybe Mur leans in and says, "Feedy, I think we need to have a little powwow before our guests show up." And she smiles at the Praetor. Sorry to drag him away.
Just so you know, I consider it a personal win every time someone has to drag me away from an interaction.
That is good to know.
That's what we're going for.
Yeah. I don't really resist. I'm happy to move on.
Okay, so I say we get a table and we chat about options
Yep.
before Robert and the other one show up.
Sounds good. So we have a last known address that might have camera footage, so we
Yep.
can get a picture of her.
We know that she wears a pearl necklace and a green robe when she sees people. I have this. I don't know how much information I need about the object before I can look for it. It was.
It's a
Go ahead.
cipher. I'll say that it's powerful enough that you can search for a green robe and a pearl necklace together, and that's probably enough to be. Now, if you're doing like a scan.
Okay. So I can potentially find the robe and pearl necklace. Do we? I guess we need to hear what Robert and the other one have to say. I keep forgetting his name. What is the other guy's name?
It's like Lionel with a J. Gionel.
Okay.
Lionel.
Lionel.
Gionel, yeah.
Okay. So Robert and Lionel. What are you guys thinking? Like, it really sounds like this is weird behavior for Greenie.
Mm-hmm. I'd
So
agree.
do we finish the job? Do you think what was the dad's name? William? He
William.
might have something to do with her disappearing? Being mad
Well,
at her?
His group was one of the ones that hired us, because they both hired us, and we got to decide which one to help, and getting rid of the dad sort of helped them both. So technically we went after the Cutter's dad first. So if anything, it would have helped him. So unless he thinks that Greenie screwed him, maybe we do go look for her first.
I really got the sense the two little boys that we talked to are mostly that, and they'll be spending most of their time trying to get a handle of their respective gangs here. And I don't feel we've kind of dotted all our I's in terms of the old man yet. We're still 1 out of 2 in terms of completion, I feel.
The old man, you say? You mean his belligerency?
Yes, his belligerency.
Yep, Brute. Exactly that.
Are you willing to take his belligerency out, Ziegler?
You point me in the direction of somebody you want killed, and I'll kill him. All right.
Okay. What about stopping before they're dead?
That's.
Depends
I think our prospective clients, and I kind of do like the quotations thing. You can hear from all his clients. Only one half of the dad's dead, so we're still like in the bagging situation.
Ziegler, if we kill William, no Roomba.
Fine.
Again, I'm kind of imagining like Roombas being shot, like, you know, in those shooting competitions, like a plate up in the air, and and Ziegler just shooting them.
Like at this point, Cinch will probably just buy him a Roomba. Just be like, here you go, come get it.
I think Ziegler's very disappointed, but he's also enticed enough by the Roomba to not kill somebody, not kill him at this point.
Oh, while you're here, Ziegler, this would be a perfect opportunity to send a message.
Yeah, I'd like to send a message off to Biscuity Crumbles.
You absolutely can. Yep. You log on to the Penumbra network and sign in. Ziegler at starlightcourt.com.
To
Yeah.
Log
into your email.
Going to be, hi love, XOXO. So I found a buyer for the product, all 150 tons of it. Just send it over to. Sorry, I forgot the name of the station we're currently on.
Ingrid
station within 3 weeks, and I want to have my head chopped off. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Lots of love, Ziegler. And Ziegler's
Cinch jokingly says, send my love too.
Shut up. We don't have conversations like that. As he definitely adds that message to the end of it.
I think as you hit send, you see that you have a message from Biscuity.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
You open it?
Away from Cinch's prying eyes, yeah.
Aww.
Yeah. This was sent maybe 2 days ago, and it's just arrived now. And it said, "Alright, Ziegler. Glad to let you know I managed to shift 10 tons of it on the last Dimmerite pass. We're gonna get going soon. See you soon, love."
You couldn't see it, but I was like stifling 10 smiles. I love this character voice.
Ziegler blushes, but tries to hide the fact that he's happy to have had this message. And yeah, I imagine Cinch is poking fun at Ziegler at this point, or trying to desperately look at the message. So I'm
just kind of like trying to look over. I see the pink cheeks and like a little smart ass smile.
As Ziegler likes critical thinking, I don't know if you noticed, but the meaning of this message means that you have 140 tons of industrial copper.
Oh yeah, I did pick up on that. I don't think
Yeah.
Ziegler did.
Yeah.
Like, oh dear.
Oh, Ziegler's unaware. He's got the money. He doesn't care.
And just like, oh, did you sell your copper? Like,
Since you get a return message from Lionel saying that he'll be there in an hour, you don't get a return message from Robert.
oh no. We wait and plan and think, and I poke fun at Ziegler and try and figure out. And I could definitely
Yeah.
ask him about the copper sale.
Talking about making fun of Ziegler, you said if you didn't lose your head, well, you can't have quite a neck. If anyone wanted to chop off your head, they'd have to be like at it for at least a minute, I'd say.
No, no, we're not chopping off Ziegler's head.
What are you on about chopping off my head for?
I want you to get the Roomba.
I don't want to chop off your head. I'm just saying theoretically, if anyone wanted to chop off your head, I'm saying it would take a while. Like, and I do kind of a fake chopping motion at his, like, not at his actual neck, because I think I respect Ziegler enough to keep a distance from him, but like fake chop it where a neck would be. Like that thing seems fake.
You're gonna lose that Roomba, dude.
I think Ziegler's just
Waiting until Lionel turns up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
all right.
waiting.
Yeah, so hour passes and you see the familiar black hooded figure of Lionel.
Wave him over, and immediately ask, "Where's Robert?"
What's Amoy's father? I don't know where Robert is. Probably with his father now that you talk about it. What do you want me for? You didn't say much in the message.
We were hoping to talk to both of you and wanted to know if you still wanted to bag and tag William.
Well, given we've been in open war for a while, it's probably going to be a bit hard. I ain't seen Robert myself in a few days.
I thought everything was calming down after we killed your dad.
Yeah, it is. It's consolidating, but it's still, the nature of war's a vacuum. Every up-and-coming lieutenant tried to cede their hold and take over from me or Robert. He's probably off on the Arco string dealing with some bullshit.
And if you could just say where the most of the bullshit that he's likely to deal with was, that would be where he's most likely, him and his father would most likely be at, right?
If I was to guess, I'd say William is still holed up in his house and Robert's probably with him. I've been talking to him. He said you're going to retire him back. You're going to take him back to where they're from, which, if I remember rightly, is Coritas in 1213. And I do remember right because I'm a smart individual. And yeah, we've been talking. He said he's going to retire his dad. He's going to take over. But it's all talk, is Robert. All talk. Honestly, I'm the only one that ever does anything. We said we're going to make this deal, we said. Honestly. I feel right done by.
I'm so sorry. Phil, it's kind of our fault.
It's all right.
Robert.
This is all on him for not wanting to kill his dad in the first place. I killed mine.
Well, yeah, but you didn't like your dad. Robert kind of likes his. Like, your dad was way worse than Robert, though, right?
Let's not talk about it. The man is clearly still grieving.
Yeah, grieving, that's right. That's the word for it.
Look, tears just flowing down his face.
Jubilantly grieving.
Everyone deals in their own special way.
Hey, you got patched up at the Institute. How was your stay in Arcosia Prime?
Great. I love their sensor kit. It's like I can find out all sorts of things about people. Do you mind if I attach this electrode to your nose?
Yeah, I do mind, actually. And I do appreciate that you took the sensorium. I've got one of my own at home for, when we don't want to go to the main hospital. But yeah, I've lost a whole contingent of cutters this week, but there's been quite a few to get their first notch as well. So win some, lose some.
Mainly losing.
Same numbers lost as on the other side, I assume.
Oh, we've been giving it as good as we get, madame. You know that.
Of course. Of course.
So hey, speaking theoretically, if we had like a bag full of old man, is there any way we could get it off world with your help? Because I don't know, there might be some angry people looking for it.
Oh, the cutters control the docks here. You know that. We can get him off. That's fine. The Animal Heart Institute's too busy not going to open war with all of the other worlds of beacon space to take too much notice of our endeavours.
That's
Bag
fair.
full of
That's
old man
fair.
is such.
And could we get a promise from you that if we use your services for that, like the old man will still remain an old man and not an old dead man by the time, he leaves?
Yes, I promise. If William's to die, Robert's going to be the one to do it because, I mean, I got that privilege, kinda, if it wasn't for the harpoon through his chest. Thanks for that, Ziegler. And I do appreciate the crotch shot maneuver.
No
that
worries.
was very impressive. I still tell the lads about that down at the bar. But, yeah, I mean, I'll tell the cutters not to hurt him. Is that
Pinky
enough?
swear?
No,
Yes,
it's firm.
my word is my bond. My lexicographical friend, the Bullada.
The Buddha.
How much shipping is there? How much shipping is there from Coritas?
From Coritas, well, mostly the belligerents. It's not really a core world. It's kind of a backwater hole more than anything.
So if we're shipping him home, it might have to be a specialty trip or a specialty
Oh.
booking.
Oh, you can take one of our shuttles. That's fine by me.
Okay.
Don't you worry about the logistics of that. You just get me the old man and I'll deal with him.
Do you
That
have a
works
bag
for
on
us.
you?
Sorry?
Do you have a bag on? Yeah.
I'll take him in handcuffs, but if he's in a bag, as long as he can breathe, I suppose that makes sense.
Nice.
For the rest of you, just like general knowledge that you would have as people, the best route to Caritas from here is back to Tellus, and then to Gila, and then directly south to Caritas.
Oh, so we could get a ride home while delivering the old man.
Yeah.
Did I understand that right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you could go home with the same transport.
Yeah, that makes sense enough. And like, it's gonna be a great conversation riding back with him. I'm sure. So yeah. In terms of priorities, do we take? It feels like if we're leaving, then this is something we're doing last, and we should find Greenie before that. Is that right?
Yeah. Sounds good to me. Find Greenie first. Dag Robert second.
So how many belligerents are around his house? Like, do they group up there like it was a normal base?
No, they have a separate base that we haven't been to. It's just it's a house. Even the media knows the address.
And
Sounds fun.
we're unless the other old unless the other youngling, God, I'm terrible with names, kind of spilled the beans to his father, which given his character is possible and even likely. But unless that has happened, we should be good to just walk up and talk to the guy, because we're kind of heroes. To their side, we kind of solved their biggest problem.
Sounds good. So, am I using the Cypher to do a search for Greenie?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to roll a search. Is there a difficulty on this?
Difficulty 5 is the baseline.
Anyone
There.
have
Can
assets?
can I provide an asset just through like you're running through a whole bunch of like sensor data in terms of the whole network on the whole planet equivalent, right? I think the help I can provide is like handling that sensor data in some way.
What I assumed is going on here is Mira is on a terminal on the Penumbra network and activates like super secret criminal searcher.exe, and it flicks through like CCTV data, news feeds, and just plugged in the Pushu Yonta scavenger scanner, which is very specialized software, which is accelerating this process.
Yep.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I bullshit my way through convincing you that find the way is something that can help her?
Find the way is very specifically for when you're lost and trying to find your way to somewhere.
Well, we are trying to find our way to Greenie, so clearly we are lost on that path to finding our way to Greenie.
If you know a location for Greenie, find the way would help you trying to navigate there.
We know that Greenie exists, and we are trying to find that location. It's technically between two paths, so we are finding the right path towards Greenie's end location.
Gansyn
totally fell for this last time.
Gansyn use find a way to make sense as an argument.
Oh, I don't think so. This is a conversational fork, not a fork in paths in the road.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Cinch, but I think at this point that ability, the only use that ability is going to get at this point is as a meme. At this point, it has to be a meme every single time that it's been brought up. Can I use it?
Well,
there have been some missions where it would have been useful. It's not. But yeah.
I totally managed to find the way to, Giant L and Robert's heart one day. It worked there. You totally let me convince you there.
Okay, I'm gonna roll unless anyone's got anything else they think they can argue.
Yeah. I think I can argue that my sensor kit probably has things that allow parsing sensor data more efficiently, and this is part of what Mur is doing. So it should assist a little bit with that. Make sense?
I think it's less your sensor equipment and more your ability at finding and noticing small details and being very experienced with scanning equipment. But yes, you can help.
Cool. Yeah,
okay.
That's fine.
So I get an asset from the Cypher and an asset from you. And oh no. So I succeed on the difficulty 5 check, but I get the intrusion.
Oh dear. Yeah, you gain an XP, you give an XP to someone else.
Okay. Who's got the lowest XP right now, guys?
That would be me, I think.
Okay. Yep, it is yours.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think what happens is the screen flickers, maybe sparks a little bit. You get like a puff of smoke out the back of it, and when the staticky screen resolves, you're looking into the face of an older woman with tight white hair, wearing a pearl necklace with a green robe and a white button-up blouse up to her neck. What's the word? A cravat of like white ruffles, very like something you'd imagine the Queen to wear. Like Queen Elizabeth. Very
call her Queen.
Sure, if you'd like. But
I think Mur looks at this like her eyes go wide and she's like, Finch. I think you need to come see this.
Runs over.
Yeah. Yes, you've been so much of a nuisance. I'm here. What do you want?
Well, why didn't you pay me?
The pink-haired one. Yes, what was it? Cinch, yes. Because I didn't want to.
Sets up a very bad precedent. That's the rule. We do the job, you give us the money. Now, why
Some
didn't you?
money.
Some is not enough.
Yes.
We did the job. You give us the money. The implies all.
Are you
And I kept
are you
some of it.
Why did you keep some of it?
Greenie? Are you broke? Did you need the extra 200 credits, to make rent? Because we understand.
5,200 credits.
The repercussions of my actions I am well aware of, and it is my problem to deal with, not yours.
We are going to become some of those repercussions unless we get paid.
The other option is you hire us to deal with the repercussions.
So your success, Mer, is that you know that this signal is coming from the heart of Ingrid. You know a location in the heart of Ingrid that this signal is coming from.
Okay.
Sorry, what was the last thing you said to Greenie?
Was
It was
that
ki-
a bad
it was the-
repercussion? She could hire us to
yeah.
deal with that too.
Well, trust me, darlings, I don't think there's going to be any repercussions from you.
Oh, challenge.
What do you mean by that? Ziegler says as he stands up and walks towards.
You've
Well,
done
okay.
your job. The gang's somewhat brought to balance. They've stopped bothering me. You can go. I cordially invited you to leave last time, and I will do so again. You can leave now. No hard feelings, and we won't talk of this.
Oh, we will talk of this.
I mean,
You want us off?
We're
you want
talking
us
about
off-
it right now.
You want us off the station? I want my money.
You
Greenie,
have money.
I
Go
want.
find another mission to do. It's what you do. I know.
You're breaking protocol right now by not paying us. This is going to get around. And it's-
okay. Can I? We've had her talking about for a fairly long while, and her behavior right now mismatches fairly severely with her general description, right? Like she usually pays up, is super professional, and right now she's being kind of rude, correct? Is there I'd probably be vaguely aware of some tech that can do this. Can I check if this is actually Greenie or someone posing as Greenie? Did I DC?
No. I hear you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm just trying to consider what kind of role you would make for that. I mean, it'd be intellect of some kind. Say difficulty 4 intellect roll, and this is like, I mean, you can tell me how you're trying to do this.
I guess I'm not familiar enough as a player with but my character might be with some ways that a person's face or a general impression or a whole identity might be stolen, and that's what I'm looking for signs of that.
You're trying to work out if this video is a deep fake or just is manipulated in any way, or
yeah,
or if she's an imposter.
Yeah, like any kind of small discrepancies like that. Any small details, if you get my drift.
All right, sure. Yeah.
So finding or noticing small details, perception. Let me take a look at my other stuff. I don't think none of the other stuff would really help parse. So that's just the 2 skills, and you said baseline 4, right?
Yep.
Can I help him? I mean, I've got lies and trickery. If it takes a liar to find a liar.
I think you're having a conversation with Greenie. Fidey's been relatively quiet. I don't think you can do both things.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna push. Push apply effort.
Mm-hmm.
Twice. Yeah, sure. Why not?
That would auto succeed.
Okay, so I don't roll at all then.
Yeah.
Or actually,
So
I might roll just to see how it will go. How well I rolled. Yeah.
Free.
He went either way. He went either way. Double
Yep.
win.
Good application.
Yeah, so far as you can tell, the video feed is a video feed from a camera. It's not edited in any way. And Greenie does not appear to be a lizard in a skin suit. Appears to be a person, human, aristocratic, the description I gave you before.
Oh, okay.
Seems to be definitely emotionally like agitated, frustrated, anxious.
Yeah. Is there like is there a gun pointing at her temple like very slightly off camera, just like a few pixels
No.
in or something like that?
No, nothing like that. No.
He's okay.
Greenie, honey, baby, we've heard
Hold
so
on, 'cause
much
it's
about
like-
you.
if she's emotionally agitated,
Yep.
can I use assessing the situation to try and get her to open up a little bit more and tell us like what her problem is and divulge her motivation?
Assessing the situation is as you know, you're assessing a situation. This would be you interpreting what's going on. It's not a persuasion tool.
But
I mean, it can turn into that. Yeah,
it could
but
provide an asset for a further persuasion tool, right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right now, she's just trying to understand of why the hell is Greenie not acting like the description of Greenie?
Yep.
Because we still don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Can my previous role provide an asset to this role? Because I kind of ruled out the possibility, at least. I mean,
Yeah. Again, difficulty 4. Intellect roll for Cinch.
Or
What you interpret is that she is upset with you. That's the cause. That's the source of her anxiety. That's what you pick up.
not true. So I guess I just keep. This isn't going to end, and we're not leaving the station until we get answers.
yeah, I kind of wanted to prod at her in a terrible way as well. Like, yeah, Greenie, honey, baby, everything we heard about you so far just tells that you're a stand-up gal who's very professional and pays her dues. What's up with you, lovely? Why are you being such a bitch, actually?
From the honey approach to the vinegar approach, in the space of a sentence.
Sorry, just as he says,
I'm a
says
charmer.
Bitch, I think Ziegler also mutters bitch under his breath.
Yeah, it was fun. Look, I let this happen because you've been here all week trying to track me down, and I thought I would at least. I'm so fed up of this. Can't you just leave me alone? Leave. Go.
Greenie,
Flee.
how often have you hired free agents to do a task like this? You should know this is not a smuggling mission. This is not an academic mission. You brought in people who are used to killing. And those kind of people know the way the system works. You put up a job, you pay for a job, and you didn't pay. So, right now, this is all business. No one's looking for revenge. No one's looking to get even. Like, we just want our money, and we'll leave. But you're rapidly...
If you
I
get
kind
your
of want
money-
revenge. I kind
You
of
say
want
that?
revenge. Ziegler, do you kind of want revenge? We could be dissuaded by a monetary settlement, but at this point, we're very miffed and we very much want revenge. Ziegler?
Wouldn't mind doing a bit of killing.
Right.
I
But
mean,
if you got your money, you
I
would
give
walk
you-
away.
I might be persuaded. Depends on the sum of money.
see,
think Mir looks next to the
we're
screen.
easily persuadable. So easily persuadable. If only we got paid.
What is it? What was it? 5,050 howl, something like that?
52.
5,052. That sounds oddly specific for me, but if that's what you say it is,
200, Greenie. You're not
five-
Greenie.
5,200. Right.
Hold
I
on,
give you
you
that. You leave. You go away.
We
You
have
didn't know
to.
how. I kind of
Yeah,
look
go
at the
ahead.
screen. You didn't know how much you were going to pay us. Are you really Greenie?
Yep.
What kind of a
Yeah,
question
she
is
is.
that? I deal with tens of agents a day.
Tens
Not
of
lately.
agents a day that you haven't posted a job for in weeks.
I've been busy. Anyway, look, you can have your money. I know that you already got the normal address. I don't think I don't know that that little bitch healer gave you it, but that's fine. Go to that address. I will give you your money, and you will go.
It sounds like a thing where you want us to go to a location to get shot. Why don't you just wire us that money right now?
Just like
I
you
don't-
did previously.
Look,
Have our account.
my funds are not as liquid as your working class agent might be. I'm tied up in assets. I will liquidate. I will meet you there. I will give you your payment.
You know, if you have a house or an apartment or something that you want to give us, I'd happily have a vacation home up here in Ingirid.
Speak to the.
Mir is like, thanks
You're like-
so much, Greenie. I think we're going to
Yeah.
cut the call now.
Yeah, like Cinch is like elbowing Spidey. Yes, we will meet you.
Time frame tonight.
2 hours?
2 hours.
That's
Sounds
about what it'll
great.
take me, I think.
Perfect.
We'll see you there.
Feed cuts off, it flickers and returns to the Penumbra Network home screen. There's a
So it's like-
pop-up that tells you you've won a free communicator.
I click it.
Don't.
Yeah, you hear a, "Oh, Friday, not again," from the front desk. Yeah, and Forrest strolls over, clicks the X that's dancing around the screen. It's like it clicks on the X, it jumps to the bottom right, clicks on it, jumps to the top right. And it just jabs at it until he finally manages to hit the center of the X and go back to the home screen. What have I told you about clicking on links that you don't know? Right.
Do. Don't?
But yeah,
Do?
comedy bit aside.
Definitely one of those two.
All right, so me and Mir will hide out to ambush the fake Greenie while you two fake meet her.
She's definitely not fake. We know that, right? It's definitely.
Well, I
actually-
don't think that's actually Greenie. Like
No,
that's
that's-
a
that-
real person, but I don't think that's Greenie.
I correct me if I'm wrong, but I would definitely know at this point, right? And that is actually definitely Greenie.
No,
That's
he just
information
said
that-
it wasn't out of character. He just said it wasn't a fake video. And she matches the description that we gave of Greenie. That it definitely was.
I kind of did a general roll to see if it's fake Greenie or not, and this is something I would like GM clarification on of what I actually know from that roll, because I would know what I know.
Yeah, so far as you know, it's the real Greenie.
Okay,
And
yeah,
you succeeded on your roll.
yeah. So, it's unless you super don't trust me, it's like 98% actually Greenie, and she's just having like
Midlife
I
crisis.
don't know, yeah, midlife crisis.
I
A
still
very
say
delayed
like
midlife crisis.
I still don't think we trust her. And you know,
I mean, I'm of the habit of trusting people who don't pay me and owe me money. I think like not paying on time shows a great deal of character, and you should trust them with all your heart.
I love your sarcasm. I need like an hour break, guys. I spent a lot of time focusing on that screen, and my brain just feels fried.
I mean,
Speaking of breaks, Ziegler, what are you doing while they argue?
I'm not sure I'm doing too much, to be honest. I'm just sort of grunting and growling, and I'm really excited about the idea of smashing a Roomba that I've been promised to smash later. But
Yeah. Are you playing like Snake?
I'll probably on my headset display internally, but not
Yeah.
looking like I'm doing anything to an external viewer.
I think the last shot that we get before the mid-roll advertisements is the AR screen of Ziegler, where Roombas are popping up and you're pressing them with your thumbs to crush them.
It's like Snake, but instead of picking up apples, it's Roombas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We see a little Ziegler that's getting longer and longer as it runs around stomping on Roombas.
Yep.
And we'll have a 10-minute break back at past.
Feeling a little stressed? Want to relax? Come to Cardicook. We've got everything you need.
BBTV anchor Xavier Storges here. Chaz, based on the most recent poll of BBTV's loyal viewers, you've won the award of the most popular reporter. Do you have anything you'd like to tell your loyal fans?
As a multiple award-winning journalist, it is always humbling to hear people enjoying my reports. So thank you to my millions of loyal fans. It takes a lot of hard work and integrity to make these reports at such a high standard, and I am so very lucky to have a team that exemplifies both of these traits. I want to thank my team directly, Khaled Fai, Trey Grin, Goo17, and my sources who will of course remain anonymous. I would not be here if it was not for my friend L. Calbrecht, who always believed in me and inspired me. And lastly, I want to thank our corporate sponsors at New Eden Make, whose funding has allowed us to take our broadcast to all new levels. Again, thank you all so much.
Become healthier. Become stronger. Become smarter. Become better. At New Eden Gene Bank, we offer plans and opportunities for people like you who want to break their limits and rise to new heights. Visit your local branch today for a consultation. New Eden Gene Bank. Be a better you. Proud sponsors of BBTV.
Oh yeah, so we come back from the mid-roll advertisements, and I think the last advert before we cut back into the TV show that is Free Agents that we see is it's an advertisement from the Ingirid Tourist Board, the Alhite Institute. It's saying it ends with, "If you want to see world-renowned research trials, come to Ingirid, the best place to be." And we cut back into the episode. And this is where you all are. Walking along the street, find the address. Go.
Yeah, I'd like to scan the target area for like life signs, power spikes, like, and primarily looking for dangers.
You mean difficulty 3, intellect or speed, your choice.
Yep. Oh, where did I lose this? So this is gonna be perception, finding or noticing small details, and survey equipment, obviously. So baseline 0.
With 2 things, that goes down to 1.
All right.
Wait, no, 3 to 2, 2 to 1. Yeah.
So currently at 1, yeah. So I'll roll speed with At one with no effort.
Nice.
Yes,
Nice.
cool. And with an 18, I think as you're scanning around, you pick up on like the power sources of all the buildings that are around, but you manage to tune out the interference and focus it on this particular one. It's registering as like an average domicile. It doesn't seem particularly unusual in architecture or structure compared to the buildings around it.
Mm-hmm.
And you pick up one life sign inside.
My scans don't pick up any additional surprises, except for ones that she might be packing on her person.
I mean, you sense the power going in and out of the building. You get like what scan would it be? Magnetic or otherwise, of like water pipes going into the building, some kind of heating duct, air conditioning. You can see like if you move your scanning equipment around, it gives you like an augmented view under the floor. You can see like the wiring and pipes under the floor that lead to the house, and they don't seem any different to any other house.
Yeah, that all bears well. Unless it's and I guess if there was like some super weird tech that like hides it all, I'd be noticing at least a flicker. So yeah, it's a normal house. Okay, cool. I relay that information to the rest of the crew, and we prepare to enter. However, people, please, I'm not going to take point on that plan.
Not gonna skate in and roll 2 ones in a row.
You know, maybe I should be taking an initiative. I kick down the door.
Bitch pulls your collar back.
Stop. Maybe we should, one of us go in, the others can cover the exit, or like hide just in case there's more in there than meets the scanner.
I think Mur looks at Ziegler and is like, I don't really like hiding. I'd really much prefer to
Go in
Agree
guns
with you
blazing.
more. Ziegler starts walking towards it in a vigorous
I
manner.
think Mur like puts your hand on her hand on your chest. Is like, wait. We're still a little early.
Yeah, narratively, you can tell me whenever it gets to the designated time and you go in. But yeah, you have the half an hour that you gave yourselves in which to do things. The scanning takes maybe 5 minutes.
Sure.
It's like, can we check out the exits and the entrances? Like, how many ways can someone get in the house?
Yeah, you scout around the outside. You only see from the vantage point that you have. You only see this front entrance door. There's some windows, but they're covered with blinds or curtains, metal grills.
Can I use my stealth skill to go in and sneak around in the house to see what's in there and not get caught?
You can tell me that you are moving into the house stealthily.
Okay, then I'm going to move into the house stealthily.
You're gonna go in through one of the windows? Like, do you need help getting up to them, or are you gonna go through the front door?
I'd probably know a good route in if you tell me what you're looking for.
A fairly hidden like way in, so I could just like sneak in, look around.
Yeah.
And either sneak out or wait for you guys to come in when the time is.
Yeah, Cal, is there anything like that in this building?
You get the impression from your scan, bouncing around inside, you get the impression of 3 large spaces. It's from your scan. I don't think you know the orientation of them.
So is there a window I can go in or no?
Yeah, there's a window. I mean, you'd have to smash it. Or
Pop the
otherwise...
lock or something?
Yeah. Or
Well, I've
otherwise
got
find a way.
lockpicking.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go to a window and try to like jimmy your tools underneath and pop a latch or like unlock it somehow.
Let's do that.
Just
There
point
are
it
windows.
to a room that Greenie's not in. That's about.
There are windows here, here, and here.
I didn't see the third here, but I'm going to try this window. And I've got
I-
lockpicking.
I would at least roughly know the room in which Greenie's, the two rooms that Greenie is not in, right?
Yep.
Roughly, at least. Okay, so
Okay.
is Sinch good to go on that window?
That would enter into the room where Greenie is. All of the windows would. There is a second floor, and the main floor is 2 spaces.
There's no way to enter in through the second floor. Like, can Ziegler
No,
lift me up?
there's no windows in the second floor.
Okay.
Is there a chimney?
No, there's no chimney.
Santa
The-
Claus is
And it
coming.
doesn't matter which window I go through, Greenie will be in that room.
The building looks like these ones over on the left, but square with rounded corners rather than a circle.
Fair. You could unlock the window and just be ready to pop in. I think that might be the best we can do at this point.
I want to do that, and I've got, obviously I've got the lockpicking skill, and I have a lockpick toolkit. So,
Awesome.
what do I do?
So when you pick the lock, I think like you should like start your check and then we should walk to the front door just so we can be the distraction in case it makes any noise.
Ooh, I like that idea.
It's to do the lockpicking on the window is difficulty 4, I think.
For which might, speed, or intelligent.
I think speed in this case.
And
If you're like taking your time with it and going slow, then it'd be intellect. But
okay.
if you're trying to do it quickly, then it's speed, sleight of hand, dexterity.
Okay. All right. So it's difficulty 4, and then I'm going to use my tools and lockpick ability for difficulty 2.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And I will do an edge. And anything like all the other times. I'm not looking.
Yay!
Yes.
Yay!
Yep. With a little click, and there's a little pneumatic hiss, and the bottom of the window pops forward a couple centimeters.
So
And we knock on the door.
and I climb in the window.
You knock on the door, and as you knock, you climb in the window.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually go in the window.
Okay. Mer, as you
Stealthily.
knock on the door opens when you give it that slight pressure.
Okay.
Yeah. So since you stealthily slip through the door, and you come face to face with a quite Spartan room, standing in the middle of which is a woman who's looking at you rather disappointed.
Like it's a stealth roll.
I mean, there's nothing else in there.
I don't think there's a way for you to hide in this basically empty room from the only person stood in the middle of it.
Damn it.
Yeah,
Fine.
I mean you're good, but I don't think even Cinch can hide. Yeah.
I mean, we did kind of establish that. I did tell you that she's definitely in there.
Yeah, we did know that she was in that room. I didn't hide. I didn't hide that from you.
We're in.
Yeah, so since you're in the main room, it's rather Spartan. It's not on the map, but there's a small table at the back. Maybe it doesn't look at all lived in. It's pristine. Greenie stood in the middle, looking over to you, like I said. And before I say what she says, you 3 walk in. You're in like an entrance hall with hooks on the side of the wall. You see a random pair of sandals, it looks like, in one corner that just someone's left here and never picked up. This is a wall. This line here.
Nice place you got here, Greenie. Very homey.
Yeah, I think Greenie looks over to Cinch and just goes, I did invite you here. You could have used the main door.
And that. I'd just be like, so what's the real trouble?
What?
Well, handlers don't not pay.
The
Handlers
real
don't give
trouble
up
right
jobs.
now is that you've come through the window like a maniac.
I mean, you do hire us to be maniacs.
Yeah, there's a certain level of crazy you have to be
That's
to
true.
be a handler. Or to
I'm
be
definitely
a maid.
learning. I'm definitely learning that you get what you pay for when it comes to the Penumbra. Well, I guess I knew that already. I should have put my price higher.
So you're saying you should pay us more? I agree.
Yes, whatever. Your benign jokes don't have an effect on me.
Joke, give me your money.
Do you think I'm stupid enough to come here?
Did?
Yeah, Friday, you're trained in perception. Give me difficulty 4 speed roll.
Difficulty for speed roll. Okie doke. Yeah, this is
It's
just
perception, so you knock it down with perception.
Yeah. Finding or noticing. So yes, but that will be down to 3. Anything else? Is this something my survey equipment is helping with?
Sure.
So that's going to be 2. Is this something the fact that I've already scanned the whole place before help me with?
No, I don't think so. You're scanning Greenie specifically.
Alrighty.
Oh,
20 major effect. So, with the major effect, I think what happens is, you notice briefly for a second in your caffeine and ascent-addled brain, you see something that happens for a nanosecond that nobody else picks up on, which is the figure that is Greenie flickers just for a second, and underneath you see a mechanical body, and and the major effect that you have from your 20 is that you know how to switch it off. You get the frequency for the signal that is projecting on top of the mechanical body.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that right now. Okay, do it. Okay, this is a do I know how to turn it back on? I'm feeling like after something like that might be an explosion. So I'd rather have to turn it off and figure out later. But if she's like just turning off, oh, I'm actually just here in a robot body, and that's our only connection to her, I'd like to be able to still have access to it. Can I turn
You
it
have
back
the
on?
frequency for it. You can block it and you can allow it.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna block it for now.
So, you block it, and everyone sees this instead of Greenie.
Oh, bitch.
It's you'd all recognize it. It's pretty common use, like holographic drone, and her face is still being projected on the face portion of it, just in a screen rather than full body. Yes, I should have. Well, can you blame me?
Yes.
We can, we do, and honestly, this trick has just bumped up the price by 1,000 howl. Rude, very rude.
Bumped it up by 1,000 to what was it? 4,200. So
No.
it would be 5,200. I think would be
6,000.
Can you not do basic math? I thought that would come with the territory for you.
5,600.
Oh. Greenie, give us 10 grand.
How are you on Ingrid of all places and so terrible at basic math?
Greenie. I think Sense is just incensed by now.
No. This is important. Are we dealing with someone like who's been incompetent and just bumbling through the ranks for how many years? What the hell is up with you, woman? How?
I don't appreciate the insult to my intelligence. I do have people that deal with my money.
Can we talk to
Can
them
we
then,
sue
please?
them?
Jesus.
Like, can we shoot your accountant for making this error? Like,
Do you need help? Should we hire a person to take care of you in old age? Greenie.
Look, it's up to you. I'll make you another deal. I told you to leave, you didn't. How about this?
We told you to pay us, you didn't.
200 howl each, right now, and you leave.
no.
No. Jesus, we're like a minute away from tearing this hologram thing apart, finding where you are, and putting a bullet in your brain and selling your organs on the black market. Like this close. I know a guy. He'd happily take you. Take him.
Yeah, roll initiative. I didn't want it to come to this, but you have just threatened my life.
We've done that a whole bunch. We'll keep doing this. You're Jesus.
It's like, we've done that a lot so far. He has to kill somebody first.
Initiative is just a regular roll, right?
There's a skill. You can click on it.
Yeah.
Cool. Cinch and Ziegler get to go before. Mert and Videy will be going after.
Okay.
Yeah, so clearly you threatening, saying you're going to put a bullet in this robot's brain, from its wrist cavities emerge projectile weapons, and it aims at Videy.
Okay. So
Spidey's getting shot again.
I mean, with good cause.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't unprovoked. I must insist.
She just needs to be better at her job, and better, more intelligent, and more capable, and less of an asshole. That's all I'm saying. And
well,
I'm saying, if you...
he's kind of an asshole too. So you're not wrong, but you're an asshole.
Yeah, I'm much nicer when I'm paid. That's not true, but I mean, no one needs to know about that.
Ziegler should go first, because then I can use my opportunistic skill as a follow-up.
okay. I'm just I mean, I assume I'm about here in the room. I'm just going to level my harpoon at it and shoot.
And take a shot. I'm supposed to tell you at this point. Yes, difficulty 5 speed roll.
Okay, I'm going to spend effort to hit, not to damage.
Cool.
Oh no, wait. Sorry.
Because we're in immediate range, ranged weapons are eased by 1.
Right.
So point blank, I can post it.
Nice.
What? So it'd be difficulty 4 then.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm spending an effort, which means is this speed?
It is
So
speed, yeah.
When I'm spending effort, am I taking that out of my speed pool?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So I'll take 1 out of speed because I've got 2 edge. Yep. It does 5 damage.
Cool. Yeah, you successfully hit this thing in a harpoon. It doesn't penetrate it. You don't get it sticking in as you would with someone biological, but you do damage it.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to take out my rifle and shoot after him.
Yeah, look, just stop. We can look. And,
Nope. Now we're gonna negotiate.
Yeah.
Like, does the robot want to negotiate, or am I shooting it?
You're in combat.
Okay.
It's still gonna go and shoot Fidey, so
Oh.
it's up to you. You can spend your turn trying negotiating, but
Okay, now I'll shoot at it, and I'll use opportunistic, and I'm assuming that's a speed roll.
you're using your rifle, so yeah.
Okay, so what's the difficulty 5? Or
Difficulty 5, yeah.
and then with opportunistic, it's difficulty 4, right?
Yep, that's correct.
And you're in point blank range, so it's actually difficulty 3.
Yay!
Difficult-
Me. Okay. Can't shoot.
Yeah, I think it's not that you miss. I think it's that it pings off some kind of energy shield that sparks up. And Greenie, make a not Greenie. Greenie's the robot. Fidey, make a difficulty 5 speed defense roll for me, please.
Alrighty. How much damage am I taking? Do I know at all if I fail this?
You don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
as a character, you can evaluate its weapons to likely be heavy weapons.
Okay. Yeah, and then I'm gonna spend 2 effort for not getting shot. That might not do much though. Yeah, I'm still gonna do it, I guess. Oop, oh Jesus, should have been 2 effort. I'm gonna re-roll that. I clicked through too fast, okay? Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh Jesus, fuck, again. I swear to God, I'm not rolling until I get a success. I'm just too quick on the clicks. Actually, yeah. I think I reduced the difficulty to 3 before on the very first roll, so that should stand. I reduced the difficulty to 3, and then I applied 0 effort. Are those equivalent?
Yeah, if you're knocking it down 2 steps in total, it's difficulty 3, yeah.
Yeah, then the first roll stands.
Okay, you take 5 damage.
Yeah, and that's onto might, right?
That starts in might, yeah.
Okay, 5 it was, right? Cool.
5, yeah.
Whoop. Okay.
Yeah, and Fidey can go.
You care about turn?
Either or.
What's the nature of my getting shot? What does that look like? What's it?
Okay, so the robot lifts its wrist to you. It's got a projectile weapon that's emerged from some kind of wrist cavity, and it fires with the crack of a gun. You get shot by a bullet.
Cool. I get shot, and I guess I like get a little bit of impact back into the wall.
Yeah, the sensorium that you're dragging around with you goes crazy. Beep 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 beep. Yeah.
I'm trying real hard not to get distracted by it.
We all would be.
Actually, I might get distracted by it. This is like super stupid, but can I take data on my current state immediately after getting shot? Is there is there anything I can get from that?
That's looking at the sensorium.
Yeah. I'm gonna spend my turn looking at like analyzing it and tracking sensorium data. Just fascinating.
Make a difficulty 1 intellect roll.
This sounds like the setup for a joke, and I'm here for it. Difficulty 1. I have the I have the sensorium. Can I reduce it to 0 through an asset?
No, I don't think so. Not through the
Okay.
sensorium.
Through the sensorium. Okay. That's gonna be no effort. Yeah.
Yeah, you read the readings and you can see exactly how much blood you're losing from your bullet wound.
Can I get this is a stretch, but can I get some sort of injury related cipher for that? Like that's specific to me.
Not an injury related cipher, but what I will do is if you try to treat this wound with a recovery roll, like your 1-action recovery roll, I'll give you a +2.
Okay. Oh yeah, and sorry to delay this further, but where's my recovery track after the healing? Is it back at 1 action?
Everyone is back at 1 action because it's new day.
Okay, doke.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Although house rule that we're using is you can use the 1 action, 10 minutes, and 1 hour in any order.
Okay.
Yeah. For example, Mer has used 1 hour recovery roll already.
So I'm gonna move behind him, and I'm gonna take out my rifle, and I'm gonna shoot him. Miss. I think no. Yeah, I'll let that stand.
I will
Shoot
offer
Fidey
you.
instead.
Yeah, I will offer you a GM intervention that you hit Fidey.
Did I hit Fighty?
No, that was not
fair.
You should not have taken that seriously.
I'd rather not get shot again, but if you want to take it, feel free.
No.
I'm mostly.
Taking that seriously.
I'm joking. I'm not going to take your XP away. you just miss.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
I'm fucking with you.
You play with flanking at all?
I mean, yes, but in this case, no, because yeah.
No, I was just curious if someone else got in melee range, if we could actually get flanking on him.
Yeah, I think so. I think if like you made the argument before the roll, then maybe,
Yeah.
but it's already hit the table. So.
No.
But,
Yeah, I figured. I was just curious for next.
Yeah, it is back to the top. So it's Ziegler and Cinch.
In the memento.
You gonna go?
Alright, so in the previous thing, the harpoon didn't actually lodge in, did it? So there's a harpoon on the floor, so sort of. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can I just sort of shoot it with the shotgun then?
Yeah, you can bring up with your other hand.
Yep, with the other
Just
arm.
drop the harpoon.
No, I've got a harpoon in one hand, the shotgun in the other.
If you
Always
do
fine.
that, the shot will be more difficult, which would bring it back to normal.
Fine, I drop the harpoon then. I drop the harpoon and pull out my next gun.
I'm not being an asshole here. You're trying to hold 2 heavy weapons.
The tone of that, I dropped the harpoon then.
Sounds so disappointed.
It wasn't quite as whiny. I took it to, but it did sound like
resigned.
Very, resigned, exactly.
Resigned.
There is a specific foci called wield 2 weapons. Otherwise, I'd let him do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's a specific ability that I don't want to take away from people who have it. You know.
If you move up in the robot's face, you could get potentially another asset to hit it, because I'm on the other side of it.
Okay, so I can move. I mean, it's within the same room, isn't it? So you can do that and shoot the same turn, right?
Yep.
So I move up to there. Yeah, I've dropped the harpoon. I've sort of moved up. I'm shooting with the heavy shotgun. Difficulty 4 standard. Moved down to 3 because
Difficulty 5 standard, but you're in point blank range, so it's
Yep.
down to 4. Then your asset from tag teaming with Mer down to 3.
Okay. I'm gonna do an effort to damage instead.
Awesome. Yeah, go for it.
That effort will be speed. Pull, right?
Yes. Yeah. Unless you're punching it. But...
Nice.
Awesome. Effort to damage, so extra 3 damage. You have combat prowess, so that's 6 + 1 already, so 10 damage. Holy smokes. Yeah, you walk up to this thing. and you aim your shotgun, you level your shotgun, and it turns to face Mur, and you blast, and you hit it in a shoulder joint, and its arm falls off.
Nice.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, it's sparking to the ground in a blast of pellets. It flies off, and Greenie on the screen, looking very distraught, is like, wait! This robot's very expensive.
Is it worth 5,200?
1,200.
Fine, take the robot. We'll call it even.
6,200 plus medical expenses at this point.
I'd say 6,200 plus the robot. And that's Cinch's turn. That's like Cinch is a shit shot. Like that trying to negotiate that is the turn.
Okay.
No, it's okay. Could you do like an
what-
appraise check and see like how expensive this robot actually is?
What if Cinch tells me something social that you'd like to do? Then you can make a social roll, or yeah, you can do an appraise roll, or something. You can make a roll as your action. You don't have to just do the conversation.
I don't know what you mean.
So you can tell me something that you're trying to do in your turn that isn't combat, and then we can make
Okay.
a roll for you.
Okay, well, I'm trying to negotiate 62 and the robot and Spidey's medical bills with a gun to its head or face.
Yeah, that's far too high for Greenie. I think that's going to be a difficulty 7 intellect roll.
Okay. And that's a lot. All right. Oh, go big or go home. Okay, so if I'm understanding everything I've heard, so it's difficulty 7, but it's point blank. So that makes it.
Not
You're
a
not
ranged
shooting the
weapon.
robot.
You're not shooting the robot. You're
Oh,
trying
okay.
to persuade Greenie.
Okay. Can I use lies and trickery?
Yep, I will give you lies and trickery.
Okay. And let's see. What else can I do?
I will remind you that you have Hack the Impossible as well, which is you can
Oh.
persuade robots, machines, and computers to do your bidding.
Oh, well, that's fun. Totally gonna like use that. How do I use that? Click a
Or
few buttons.
instead of trying to persuade Greenie, you could use that. I mean, it's up to you. You can still try to persuade Greenie.
No,
more
I like
times, but-
the difficulty 7 kind of threw me off. So I want to do something with the robot. Now, like,
Sure, I'm gonna let you. I wouldn't normally let someone take this back, but I'm gonna let you take it back because you.
I have no
unfamiliar
idea
with your
what I'm
skills.
doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yay,
There's
not
something
knowing.
useful that you could do that isn't shooting. Is definitely pulling out your digital interface tool and trying to hack the thing.
Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Sure.
So
And it costs you 3 intellect points to use.
okay.
And yeah, so some examples of things that it says it lets you do. You can discover an encrypted password, break through security, briefly turn off a machine such as a camera, disable a robot. What would you like to do with your brief thing that you can do?
To disable its weapon systems. Can I do that?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. The arm flies off as Ziegler shoots it. Then you're tapping away on your computer, and the projectile weapon on the other arm. I think what it does is it recedes back into the wrist, and it like clunks a few times as the servos try to open the hatch and reinitialize the projectile weapon. But it just you've locked the protocol that lets it stick out its projectile weapon. It's just clunking against the doors.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna talk to Greenie. So now what's the deal?
It's the robot's turn, and the robot is going to turn, lacking projectile weapons. He's going to swing behind it and try to smack her with a punch, a difficulty 5 might defense.
Might defense.
Mm-hmm.
So might defense is usually like resisting poisons. It's kind of like your con defense. Do you want that?
I understood it from
speed.
You can react with speed if you like,
Okay.
but it was my understanding from reading that might is generally melee.
Yes. So usually, at least this is the way I've played. So it can go however you want it to go. But usually you would call for a might defense roll. If it was more like opposed poison or something like that. But speed defense is still like you're trying to react faster. Or maybe like if I was trying to like block it with an arm, or some, kind of like a might versus might, where a speed defense roll is me trying to avoid the attack.
Okay, yeah, speed. Yeah, I've just looked it up. Resisting poison, disease, anything else that can be overcome with strength and health. Sure. And then speed, dodging attacks, escaping danger. Yeah, go for it. This can be speed instead.
I am going to spend my XP re-rolling this one. Just because I don't want to be hit by this. Oops. Clicking through too fast.
I mouse double click sometimes, it's the worst.
I did it again! Okay. 5. There we go. 1 effort. Yay!
Yes, yeah, you can tell me what it looks like. The robot arm comes swinging in your direction.
Yeah, so I think Mer, so she is graceful, so I think she basically backs up. It probably still catches in her jacket or something, and she twists away and is able to break the grip.
Absolutely. And yeah, it's Spidey and Mo, your turns.
I guess my question is, can I knock this guy prone? Can I do something? Because if the robot's part of what we're trying to get for a reward, we probably don't want to keep shooting it.
I don't know exactly how it says in the book, but I'd say if you tried to make a melee attack with no damage to do an effect instead of damage, then yeah, you could knock it and sweep its legs, so gain an effect. Like when you roll an 18, 19, 20.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't think I've. Okay, difficulty 5. All I have is effort to spend. And we'll see how this goes.
Success. Yeah, you sweep it to its feet, it clunks down. I think it goes to balance with the arm that doesn't exist anymore. You hear the servo whir as it tries to defend itself, and just the arm isn't there. The gyroscope is off, and it crashes to the floor. The screen that has Greenie's face on it cracks across and makes her face look all twisted and weird. She's just yelling about how she just wants you to go.
I think free action, just say pay us and we'll leave.
Is it reasonably my turn at some point?
Yes, it's your turn
now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'd like to intimidate this woman. I'm gonna go I guess within view, but not within smashing distance of the cracked screen. Lean over a bit, think better of it because there's still a bullet wounding me. Lean back up. No, this is too much. Okay, anyway, and I'm gonna say, now listen here, Greenie. If you don't pay us immediately, we're gonna go through every single asset that you have, and we're gonna smash it to bits. And you're gonna have not a single little bit of howl to your name by the time we're done. So either pay us now, or we will make very sure that you have less than nothing and dust.
This is a difficulty 4 intellectual.
Cool. I have intimidation. Can I use the level of damage that we've done so far as an asset?
Absolutely.
Okay, so with 2 assets, it goes down to 3, right?
Yep. No, it started at 4, so it goes down to 2.
2, okay. And I'm gonna use 2
If you
for
spend,
contact.
yeah, if you spent 4 intellect points, you'd auto succeed.
Yeah, so that's 2, and I guess I'm gonna roll it anyway. That's gonna be 4. Oh, that should be 5. Okay.
Yeah, I think you do that, and the robot kind of curls up into a ball, and she goes, "Fine, fine. All I wanted was out, but you have brought me back in. Fine, you can have your money. I hope you choke on my retirement fund."
I mean, we might have dinner for it, but hopefully we won't choke.
And unless anyone would like to continue attacking the robot, you're out of combat.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Are we gonna take the robot?
It's proned on the floor at Mer's feet, who Mer has physical control of it at the moment.
Your retirement fund is like as much as we get paid for a single job? I'm rethinking this whole career path. Does most of your income go into assets for the next job as well?
I think what on the screen, which is still cracked and distorted, her hand goes to her neck, and she squeezes one of the pearls, and it shatters. Goes, "Look, it's been difficult. All these new handlers coming up, taking my territory. These gangs were the last straw. I lost all of it. You understand? Back in the day, I was one of the best. I ran with Wolf. I ran with Greek Fire. I ran with Hermes."
Why didn't you hire us to kill the gangs?
I did.
It's to help
You left
one of
loose
them.
ends, and now my
Why didn't you just hire us to kill the gangs, not choose one to help?
here, take it. And I think a floor panel pops up, and inside is a bag containing. It's not Howl, but it's digital currency that will convert into 5,200 Howl.
That should be $6,200 at this point, plus medical expenses. We've covered that.
It's 5,200 Howl.
Greenie, are we gonna? Jesus Christ!
Just let the
Take
old lady.
the robot as well.
You know that's actually fair. That probably about covers it, or maybe even more than that. I don't know. If we're paying 500 for a breather, this robot is probably this is all out of character, by the way. Yeah, if we're paying 500 for a breather, the robot should be worth more than that. Okay, so we've left an old woman destitute. I'm pretty happy about that. What else do we do?
Now we have to go kidnap an old man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Mira kind of like looks up from the robot at Ziegler and asks, like, so is it just Roombas that you enjoy, or like is it any robot?
Well, robots shouldn't be servants to such menial tasks. Robots given proper jobs, they're fine. But I must purge the universe of such paltry robots such as Roombas.
Very poetic. You want to grab the robot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cinch, at the window behind you, you hear a tapping.
Behind me. Like,
Yeah,
very
the window
curious.
that's behind you.
Yep. You know, I look. I see what's the tapping.
Is everything all right in there? I've just come from next door. I heard some banging. Is everyone all right?
Oh yeah, just dealing with a little pest. Who are you?
I just live over there. He points at the building that has a sensor dish on it. You new in the neighborhood?
We're just checking out this house to buy. Don't worry.
Yeah. I'm gonna go out and comfort him. No. I'm intelligent. I'm not gonna do that. It would be very funny, but I am intelligent enough not to go bullet wound and all to comfort him.
Yeah.
I would like to put that image in everyone's brain, however, of me like walking over, like one hand over a gun chute and the other or the neighbor's shoulder. No, everything's fine. We're just playing, some VR games here. Sorry, we'll keep the noise down.
You kids and your
Cough.
newfangled toys. All right, well, I'll be back reading a book by myself. All right, have a good evening. And wanders off back across the street.
I've got already. Yeah, we'll keep the noise down as Ziegler drags a massive robot out, scraping it along the floor.
Yeah.
A 10-minute rest? Or you guys want to go pretty fast?
Oh yeah, can I take a 10 minutes to recover a bit as well, because I'm within one shot distance of everything. Oh, nice. I had like a bonus to the recovery, right? How big of the recovery bonus was it?
Which you get +2.
+2. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so you get 9.
So that's going to be a treat to everything, I think.
Yeah, so you rest for 10 minutes. Ziegler is doing something with the robot. There's a discarded arm as well.
I've just sort of strapped the main body of the robot to myself, and I've got the arm in one hand.
Yeah, all right.
I think while they're resting, Cinch wants to go talk to the old lady who just knocked on the window. Let's just ask her about the neighborhood. Yeah, prospective clients or to buy the house, what this neighbor was like.
Yeah, you knock on the door, comes to the door, opens it. Kind of got olive skin, looks kind of Mediterranean. Long curling black hair that goes almost down to her waist. Hunched over, has a walking stick made of some kind of ceramic.
Did you just not finish the image, or is there stuff in like the shadowy part down here, in like the bottom half?
Assume it looks like these. It's because
Okay.
I haven't filled it out.
Okay, that works. So I just, ask her what the neighborhood is like and what her neighbor is usually like. Just making conversation.
Is there anything in particular you want to know? Otherwise, this is just a pleasant conversation.
Is there anything in particular I need to know?
The only additional info is like maybe Greenie actually showed up to make some sort of purchase here, though that might be unlikely.
Yeah.
But if we want to follow up on Greenie in any way, but at this point I feel we might just have a very angry handler in this area, and that's about it.
Yeah, just a pleasant conversation. Something to kill 10 minutes.
Tells you about her grandchildren and how they've all gone off to work in the Olivine Belt. How her husband got black lung from working in the mech factory for 30 years.
While that conversation is going on, I'm just gonna slightly clean up where we left off. And recover any shells. Clean up my blood best I can. I assume I might not have a patch or something like that, just to like stop the immediate bleeding and whatnot. Just to hide like I don't think I have the kit to like remove all traces, but just like the obvious traces of there having been a gunfight there.
How long are you spending doing this?
I mean, I say that, but we do have Ziegler just like literally dragging and scraping, I assume, a robot off the floor. Briefly, can I do this as part of my recovery roll?
If you're recovering, you're recovering.
Okay. Okay, so I finished recovering, like patch myself up, and whatever time it takes Cinch to have that conversation, I spend doing this.
It's like a 5-minute conversation.
Yeah, so I do as good a job I can within those 5 minutes, which probably isn't that good of a job, but it's like probably
give me that, like, just give me like a flat speed roll and be like how well you do tidying up.
Sure. Yeah, flat speed roll.
Oh, there you go. On a scale of 1 to 20, you clean as best as anybody ever could in 5 minutes.
I
One
don't-
place to get a 20.
Wait,
Yeah.
are you following Ziegler cleaning up his footprints behind him, or is Ziegler still in the area at this point?
Ziegler, you can be doing whatever you want to with that robot.
I've just strapped it to my back and I'm ready to rock. I'm not sure
Yeah.
what I'm going to do with it. But...
Yeah, I think as part of Spidey's 20, like, it's not leaking oil and lubricant everywhere. It's fairly secure.
Okay.
In my mind's eye, Ziegler's using it as a puppet, like
Yeah.
using his whole body to make the robot move and dance and so on. I imagine that's not what's actually happening, but I do want to see that.
There's still the smell of cordite in the air, and it's obvious that there's been a gunfight. But in terms of cleaning, you've wiped away all the fingerprints, you've wiped up the blood.
The image in my
Nice.
head is more like
Okay.
C3PO on Chewbacca's back. And
Yeah, that's what I see.
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
Metal Chewbacca. All right, well, I guess we go bag and tag the old man.
Yep.
So I don't think that's going to be done in the half an hour that we have remaining. That can definitely be an objective that people partake in another session, but I think that's a bit too far for the rest of this one.
Would it be possible to go? I mean, at this point, we've kind of achieved something. We've got money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, did we receive the money? Sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Yep.
You've got to split it 4 ways, but you have the money, yeah.
Okay. I'd quite like to go to the Technology Institute personally, but I don't know what that would involve with other people.
I'd be interested in going.
Yeah, let's
We
go
can
there.
maybe sell the
Yeah,
robot
yeah.
to them.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was going to use the robot as a bartering tool.
you guys may be splitting the money 4 ways, but you're definitely splitting the robot 5 ways.
Wait, who's the fifth?
Oh, sorry. No, that's right, 4. So you can split the money 3 ways, and I'll be split in the robot.
Oh no! We're gonna be splitting the
split
money
the money
3 ways and the robot 4. Like
Yeah, there we go.
Wait.
No. I'm definitely joking. Just to the effect of how accommodating you are. You're definitely part of this. We're definitely splitting all income 4 ways.
He's got too much cash as is, and I feel like it's going to get taken off me at some point.
Gotta spend it on something.
Yeah,
So-
the more
so-
exceedingly likely it is I take away the things that you love.
Yeah, I mean, I bought a jetpack and I've still got an absolute shit ton of cash. I don't know what to do with it.
That's because you never spend it. You don't re-up on your environment filters. You don't buy
Oh,
more
mate.
ammo.
I don't need
So
to.
before we focus more on Ziegler stuff, I'd like to do a thing that's hopefully very brief. How I want to get a couple of RC rats. How
That'd
much
be
are
something
our-
that would be something that you did at the institute. So if
So-
we're going there, we're going there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's go to
yeah,
the
fair enough.
institute then.
And you gotta take your get your gunshot wound looked at.
Exactly. That's perfect.
I mean, I've already looked at it. I have the perfect amount of data. The doctors just need to follow up on my suggestions and guide, and they should be fine.
You're really good
I
at
can
using
decide.
WebMD, Fidey.
This is like, yep, the doctors are going to follow up on your suggestion.
Yeah.
I really don't like Fidey as a character anymore. Goes into a hospital. Right, doctor, do this to them.
I've definitely been like, if you hate me, that's like definitely part of like he who solves mysteries. Like literally part of one of my things is like comes
Ooh.
off arrogant.
I saw the building move there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
whole corner of the building kind of moved there. I'm just
It's
dragging
kinda
you together
collapsed.
so I can copy paste you for the institute. Hang on. Oh god, that's the whole street.
So,
I didn't put it on the background.
what kind of earthquake's going on?
Shush.
It's like maybe those scans didn't, tell us everything.
It's a station under orbital bombardment.
Look.
Is that the next mission?
Yeah, whatever. Laugh it up.
Is the Red Morning Rise arrived without enough copper?
Right.
Spidey in the hospital bed again, arguing with the doctor.
So this is the medical wing of the institute, right?
Yes.
Is there like a technological end of it that I could run over to? I know we're dealing with Friday at the moment, but
Yep,
No. Ziegler is the focus. There's a small thing that I want to do.
I mean, is there any kind of signage for me to allow myself to navigate there, or am I just in the black dark and I just have to?
I'm just gonna take you.
I don't think you speak Ingridian or whatever the language is, but it's one of the common faction languages, so your power armor translates for you.
Can you get me to the tech boys? Yeah.
Let's go see what we can steal or sell. Sell. We're gonna sell.
Well, there's something else I'd like to ask them about, but yeah.
You can definitely wander around and find the section that I assume what you're going for is weapons.
Yeah, like a weapons, but I'm imagining this is effectively a university on steroids. Is how I'm imagining.
It's a giant university. Yeah, this is like a learning hospital, which is a legitimate hospital, but has a lot of student doctors.
Yeah, so I wanted to try and find the weapons area or robotics or whatever.
Yeah,
things.
I think the way that you find it is as you're walking along, you see a student who is like disassembling some kind of older assembled Commonwealth Navy rifle, and they're talking to a friend about the final designing a new, more efficient magazine. And you find the institute for the section for weapons development.
Okay, so can I walk up to the students disassembling his rifle with my Julius Patton stub gun round in hand and just clever clogs.
Anyone who wants to be there can be there.
So clever clogs. Make me a gun for this, yeah.
Is this gonna be on the final?
I don't know what you're on about.
Don't you recognize Professor Ziegler? He's the school's weapons.
Professor Ziegler.
He's the school's ammunition specialist.
I can this round. You want me to check the records for it or something?
Yeah, do that immediately, or you fail.
Okay. And they take the round from you, and you follow them along. They find some kind of student computer area. They sit down in a cubicle, which it's somewhat comical. This cubicle area full of students. Some are sat on beanbags, and you're all crammed into this cubicle. Ziegler, looking huge, stood behind this teenager.
With a robot on my back as well.
Yeah, with a robot on your back. You look like Mr. Incredible in the office booth, just hulking over this computer terminal. And the student plugs it in and goes, we do have an action on file for this round. Not a full weapon, but we have looks like a hammer assembly. Is this the answer? Do I get credit?
Only partial. Give me that.
I can print it off for you.
Yes. Quickly.
Yeah. So tortuously slowly. And the student is sweating buckets.
I'm staring at them. I've got my hand on my shotgun handle.
Yeah. The printer beep 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 and looks at it. Paper jam, takes it out. And eventually prints out the blueprints for a hammer linkage for an unknown weapon.
Right. Okay. Right. Give me that round back.
Yes, Professor Ziegler.
Right, back to as you were. You haven't failed yet.
Thanks.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Slaps him
whisper
on the
to
shoulder and says, "You should take that." That was a compliment.
gonna whisper to it. Where do the Roombas live?
Excuse me.
Where do the Roombas park?
I didn't take robotics 101.
Kids don't
I
know.
thought that was next semester.
Oh, these kids.
I'm sure there's going to be a maintenance area or like somebody maintenance related around if you wanted to.
Like, honestly, at this point, Cinch just kind of feels like she owes Ziegler. So, we must find.
Cinch,
Kids
if
in
you
here,
spend
can we just ask, hey, like, who's taking robots 101?
Cinch, if you spend your time sitting around specifically looking for a Roomba, you can find one that's cleaning a corridor as you're walking around.
I'm totally gonna find a Roomba for Ziegler. Totally what
Okay.
I'm gonna do.
And when you find it, what are you trying to do?
Just I'm just gonna pick it up and just like hand it to him. Be like, here you go, big guy.
That's gonna be a speed roll.
It's gonna be a speed roll to catch
Yeah.
a Roomba.
Yep, difficulty 3 speed roll. Listen, these Roombas in particular are designed to not be around when people are, like, not get in the way of people. So when it sees you coming, it goes to bolt for a vent. So
I am gonna use my stealth skill to reduce the difficulty.
Sure. You get closer before it zooms away. I think this is maybe the second Roomba that you've tried it on. And the first time it skittered away, and you're like, you know what? I'll sneak up on it this time.
Sneak up. I'm gonna apply. I'm gonna totally get this damn Roomba for him.
Yeah. You managed to grab and scoop up this cleaning robot. This one is less of like a circular disc Roomba and more of I don't know if you've ever seen like a portable tower fan. It's about a foot tall, like a thin column, with I'll see if I can find what I'm talking about. But yeah, you get the Roomba.
Sort of like silently saddle up to Ziegler, pat him on the shoulder, and hold up the robot for him.
Ah, finally.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be any kind of copyright, but oh no, that is not. Oh, there's two of you. They've cloned you.
Is that what these lasers were?
I'll paste it in the Discord.
So I'm imagining.
Yeah, it looks like this.
Okay. I'm imagining on the other side, on the underside, it's got a wheel assembly to drive around with, right?
Sorry.
On the underside,
on the underside, it has wheels, and it's sucking up. It's like a Hoover.
Right. So as it's past me, I jam the wheels and put it down, and then just start stomping on it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's defenseless. You can crush it and break it.
Yep. I stomp on it.
Cool.
And then walk away as if nothing's happened.
Yeah. You crunch a
very,
Roomba into
very
the ground.
happy with myself.
Yeah. What's everyone else been doing?
Getting healed, asking for mind control rats. Which I think I can roll into one.
If somebody else wanted to be bartering with the robot, by the way, they can have it. This was a bit of a
Yeah, I think with your contact, who is called Araya Arkosian. I think you get sucked into a discussion about the latest trial where they are competing their joystick-driven flower rats with regular flower rats, which learn the mazes very quickly, and they're trying to replicate it with students driving the joystick mice, but they keep not going in the exact direction indicated.
Oh, well, what you need is some field trials. Like all these lab trials are great, but you're going to get a lot more data if you just get a couple rats out in the world scurrying about in more unexpected conditions. I can help with that. I'm a very giving person.
Sure, this is like persuasion. Difficulty 3, intellectual. Orion is your friend, otherwise it'd be harder.
Yeah, but I'm also me, so it makes that 4.
Mm-hmm.
Intellectual, you said, yeah?
Yep.
I have literally nothing to help that with, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, your confidence comes off as arrogance to people who don't know you. But
So he doesn't know.
he
Okay,
does
cool.
know you. I'd count that as a loophole. Difficulty 3. Like
Yeah.
I said, he's your friend.
Yeah. I think my confidence comes off as arrogance even to people who know me in this case. But yeah, I'm gonna take that. But I'm gonna. Oh, I should have spent. Okay.
I think the result of this is he says that you can have a flower wrap, but you can't have the equipment that they're testing on them.
That's the fun part of it. What am I gonna do with a flower rat?
Can I have a pet?
Sorry, the Cinch want a flower rat as a pet? Did I hear that
Well, I
correctly?
mean, like, if you're not going to use the flower rat because you can't mind control it, like, a flower rat sounds kind of cute.
I mean, if you're there and you express interest, I'd be happy to get you one, but I don't think I'd be interested in a flower rat myself. Do you want a flower rat?
Well, if you're going to get it, you're just going to leave it there.
This is getting like into those awkward like. So where are we gonna eat out today, Carter? I'm kind of this is a very very low priority. Do you want a flower rat? That yes or no?
No.
Okay, then I'm not getting one.
Yeah.
We'll just
Continues
have
to have
to
a
hear.
conversation about his research paper.
Cool. I guess before we unless there's something someone else wants to do, there's one more.
There's loads of stuff I want to do, but it's all stupid.
Mer wants to find the robot lab.
As compared to buying mind control, like remote control flower.
Yeah, like I hunted down
that's like the height of intelligence.
Well, you can absolutely have taken the robot from Ziegler and gone to sell it.
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah.
Hang on, did you hunt a Roomba in order for me to smash it down and sell it on the black market?
I mean, I could throw in the broken Roomba, but I was going to sell the robot that we took.
Sorry, the robot, not the Roomba. Right, sorry.
Yeah, the robot that you just fought.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you take the arm as well?
Pick up the Roomba parts and see if I can get more for it.
I mean, part of me is like, maybe I'll pick up the broken Roomba parts for Whittle, see if she can get me a really good deal in a spaceship.
No, people focus on the Roomba part, but it was because it was an artifact of a wanted criminal.
Well, is Ziegler not a wanted criminal anymore?
Oh, he definitely is, especially in Hilo.
It's still an artifact from a wanted criminal.
There you go. Not so much in the news these days. They've kind of moved on. The news cycle is rapid, but
I've got to commit another war crime. All right. Well,
I did not get caught committing a war crime.
Yet.
Yes, Mer, you have the robot and you're speaking to a member of university staff.
Okay, yeah, and I'm basically trying. I'm trying to get them to give me a price for it, and if they're interested in buying it, I'll sell it to them. But otherwise, I'll find someplace else to sell it.
Sure. They would buy it off you for 900 howl.
900's a little bit low. Like you can buy a breather for 500. And it's got a few dings, but it's still functional. There's a fully functional weapon in here. And she like lifts up the arm that's still attached.
Yeah, you as a player estimating that that's a low ball is your character also knows that that's a low ball.
Okay.
This is difficulty 3, like bartering.
Awesome. We're just gonna spend a lot of effort. And we'll see what happens.
Yes, yeah, you managed to argue with them for a while, and a robotic assistant, which is basically what this is, in the equipment list, it would normally be 5,000 howl. However, this thing is on about a quarter of its HP, so they offer you 1,250 howl.
I want to try and get 2,000 for it. I'll throw in the broken Roomba.
Sure, another persuasion task is going to be difficulty 6. It's going to be twice as hard.
Okay.
Do you want to buy this Roomba that we got off your institute and broke?
Yeah,
I'm so glad you're not there.
throwing in the Roomba isn't having an
Yeah.
effect because success. They offer you 1,750.
I don't have any more intellect to spend arguing with them, so I will take my 1,750 and salute them good day.
Yeah, they take it off you, and immediately it starts being disassembled, and they're looking into it. And the hollow emitters come out.
1750 howl or 1700 seconds in the supercomputer?
It's 1,750 howl equivalent. I'm converting. Yeah,
I've still got raw 1,500 seconds.
you do. Yep.
Is there a desk area to the weapon sub area, like in this bit that we were in, where I abused a student?
Are you splitting the 1,750 before?
Yes, we're splitting it. We're splitting it evenly.
Okay.
So
437.5?
yes.
Oh, that's
Oh.
right. Never mind.
Oh.
And that's 1,750. 40, not 50. So.
And the 5200.
What was the split from the other money as well? Sorry.
Yeah, there's not really such a thing as 0.5 as a howl, so you can all take 438. That's fine.
Yeah, but if the other one's also, oh no.
Yeah, so there's a thing I'd like to sell to some university people as well. Just going through my inventory list and noticed that I have it from a while ago. I don't quite know if I'll be.
Sure.
Yeah, just give me a brief second. I'm just updating my cache. That's a weird number. Okay. I have this Talismine telemetry that I took and gave a copy to Wolf a while ago, but I also kept a copy for my own purposes, and information is great because you can keep on copying it. Can I sell a copy of it to someone in research as well, like material research, or like some xenologists here who would be interested in either the architecture of the place, the make of the stuff, or the materials? Either or.
I think this is the wrong location to sell this information. I don't think you find anyone. Everyone looks at it as like, "What's this?" It's not really relevant to them.
Really, no one in the research institute is going to be interested in like direct scan data of an alien ruin, really?
The entirety of Ingirid has been moving away from the core for an entire year. They're not so much interested in what's going on in the core.
Yeah, but just even for theoretical purposes, that would be quite interesting. Not necessarily they're like setting up or something.
The ruins on Telos, all the factions already have representatives in TTGI. This information, you've already sold it to Wolf. It's already like, it's old news.
Boo. But yeah, okay, whatever. So I just have exact data of that one location. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, it might be valuable to someone else, but it's not valuable to anyone here.
Okay, got it.
Is there a desk area to this weapon area then?
What do you mean by desk area?
Like a reception for the weapons.
Not for the weapons area particularly, but you can find a reception for the institute.
Okay. In the weapons department, is there anybody that would look in like any kind of professors or equivalent of?
You can find someone who looks like staff, sure.
Okay, so I want to find the closest staff. I don't actually. Ziegler's not that.
Yeah, you find someone wearing a staff lanyard in the weapons development area where the student was.
Yeah, so start a conversation with them. So, how much is Ingirid supercomputer time worth around here?
Um, um, isn't um the
Stop babbling.
olivine?
Give me some information.
You make them babble more.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So I think the person that you find is the exact same student that you were talking to before. You just
Right.
your lack of critical thinking.
Okay.
Yeah. Isn't that for the olivine belt?
Yes, but it might be worthwhile here too.
Right. We're not close to the heart. We have our own computer system, but I mean, I'll take it from you if you don't want it.
No. I want to know how much it's worth.
It's worth 1,500 seconds of Ingrid supercomputer time. I don't know.
Right. Could you not spend this, if I were to give this to you, could you not spend this on researching a weapon that would facilitate the use of such ammunition?
Someone's come up to you on the street, Joe, and asked you how much is £100 worth.
Yes, I realise this.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You don't get anything further than how much is this worth? 1,500 supercomputer seconds. How much is this worth? 1,500 supercomputer seconds.
Can I buy that? How about I buy that from Ziegler?
You can make a deal between yourselves.
I don't know if Ziegler's going to easily give this up unless it leads directly to a stuff gun, to be honest.
Well, could we not use it at the supercomputer to research stuff?
I think Ziegler's a bit too dim, but maybe somebody else could use it. I don't know.
I think that's the delightful irony of giving Ziegler supercomputer time.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
You can add to your inventory that unknown weapon linkage that I gave you. Yeah. And I mean, as GM to player, that is part of the Julius Forge pattern stub gun.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It feels like we're kind of winding down. I'm happy to do this in between games, but if we're buying stuff and we're kind of in the free and clear after a game,
Sure.
I'd like to upgrade my Heelys.
How would you like to upgrade them?
There's two separate things that I'd like them to be able to do. I'd like them to be to have like a powered option, so that I can actually zoom around with them, not on my own like muscle power, but like engines. And separately, I'd also like to possibly have them have not just the rolling part, but the whole shoe in some way, like movable magnetic capacity where they're able to lock on the surfaces. Mostly possibly useful in like in an outer space setting where you're kind of what I'm imagining, what like the use case that I want this to work for is you're on the outside hull of a spaceship and you're kind of zooming around while connected to it.
Are your Heelys going to be on the outside of your spacesuit?
Not my spacesuit, my spaceship. I don't have a spaceship, but eventually.
If you're in the vacuum of space wearing Heelys,
Yes, that's what I'm getting at. Like,
yeah.
Are your feet exposed to open atmosphere?
Yeah, I guess additional addendum. Then I'd like them to be made vacuum suit compatible in some way.
Making regular shoes vacuum suit compatible. I think that you would have to buy a new pair of Heelys.
Yeah. That's fine. I'm not necessarily wed to my particular pair of Heely shoes.
Right.
I'm wed to the general idea of wearing Heely shoes of this nature.
What I would let you do is buy an environment suit that had Heelys, which is special armor environment suit costs 1,000. Specialized suit that provides protection against any environment for 24 hours. And you can say that your environment suit has Heelys.
Great. And can I apply an additional upgrade to make like them extra fast?
Rocket
I-
Heelys.
I don't think so. I think that's gonna be starting to be in the vehicle category, which
Yeah, fine. I'll take piloting if necessary.
okay. Mo, what did I say about your hoverboard? It's basically a hover bike stats-wise, right?
Yeah, so it moves. It's a level 2 hoverboard, and it moves long range in 1 turn.
Sure. You can have that for 2,200.
2200. Okay, yeah, okay, that sounds fair. This sounds like a bit more specialized than I'd want for like ground ops, but it's still something I want.
Yeah, this is a spacesuit with powered Heelys in the 2,200.
Yeah. Willow, could you post the blurb for the ability that, because you did say, but I immediately forgot.
Yeah, I don't know that. Maybe?
Thank you. Long-range winter. Okay.
Yeah, so normally when you're in combat and you move, you can move a short distance. That would allow you, if you're using it, to move a long distance in 1 turn, which is about 10 seconds.
Same as my jetpack, isn't it?
Yep.
The
Yeah, but your
jetpack
jetpack is 3D movement.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which I
Also
haven't
more
used so
resilient to being tripped by a wire, which would be a
Okay,
comedic moment.
and this was 2200, right?
2,200, yes.
Oh,
Okey-doke.
just
Deduced.
is there going to be a scene where Ziegler tries to use a jetpack and just launches himself into a ceiling?
Gets clotheslined. Yeah, so as we're kind of devolving, what we'll do is we'll have we'll see a shot of everyone in the institute. I think divvying up your money. We see the shot as you're all walking out of the exit, heist movie style. You're all some of you battered and bruised. Feide wheeling along the sensorium.
Yeah.
Ziegler with a blueprint in his hand. A crushed Roomba in the background, in the corridor behind them, sparking and smoke. And we see the credits start to roll. And just as an after credit scene, as it gets past the technical director and the jib monkey or whatever they call the rigging and lighting people for a TV show. The after credit scene is we see Greenie in the heart of Ingirid, just sat looking at a bank account that's reading 00000.